You know, I was ready, but I didn't want to stop the music. Hold on. Pop that shit back on. Yeah. Why isn't Tuna showing up? There we go. Yeah. So, hello. Hold on. I'm going to dance a little bit. Oh, wait. Okay. All right. Hi. Welcome to whatever the fuck I'm doing here. I had this idea. This is more appropriate for what's happening. I had this idea today while playing Borderlands. I said, actually, when I literally started the stream, I was like, actually, I really want to play Spearhead right now. Too bad I can't play it by myself. And then I was sitting there, and I had a thought. And the thought was, why can't I play it by myself? Hey, Harrier, what's up? A second. What is up? Yeah, so I had the thought of, like, why can't I play this complicated war game against myself? Why isn't that a thing? So here we are. I'm about to play two different armies that I've never played before against each other. So I'll be equally good against myself. I could probably have convinced a friend to play this with me instead. In fact, I played this last night with a buddy. This is what made me want to crave to do it again. But I really wanted to try both these armies, and I figured this was the fastest way to do that for both. Hold on a sec. Bless me. So yeah, that's what's happening here. We're doing a game of Spearhead against me. I'm going to be rearranging some stuff, but I will show you what's going on. Thank you. So Spearhead is a format for Warhammer. As I've mentioned many times, there are two different types of Warhammer. There's Warhammer Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40k. 40k is set in the future, and Age of Sigmar is set in a fantasy world. This is Age of Sigmar, so this is fantasy. The two armies that I'm playing against myself are the Seraphon, which are sort of lizardy dinosaur men. You think about a lizard man riding a dinosaur. That's kind of the whole vibe. Sort of Aztec, Mayan, Incan, like all that sort of combined into one on some lizard dudes. And then in the red corner, this is the blue corner, and then in the red corner, we've got the Soulblight Gravelords, which are vampires and their various minions. So I've actually got one vampire and then 5 other vampires, and the rest are the various minions. So I have like gargoyle Vargheists, and then I have a bunch of undead like skeletons and stuff. So yeah, that's the fight. That's what's happening between these two. And again, normally this is a 2-player game. I am doing that old man on the chessboard thing where I'm like, and then I go over here and I go, change color, and then I'm over here, blue, and then I do my thing, and then I go, okay, now my other turn, and then I go back to red, and so on and so forth. So that's the plan today. We're gonna see how it goes. So it starts with a roll off. I am going to do that here. 1d6. 1d6. And a roll-off is just the two players rolling to see who gets to decide things. So I'm going to click, what is it, roll all dice? I'm not going to swap sides every time I want to do it, because that would be loud music. That would be very annoying for me to be like, okay, blue team. When the turn changes, I'll do it, but when we're doing roll-offs and stuff, I'm just going to stay on one team, and I'm just going to press the button from across the board. So we roll that. We roll this. Okay, so Vampires got a 1. And Seraphon got a 3. That means as the Seraphon, swap, but now we swap, I get to decide who is attacking and who is defending. I usually choose this based off of lore because I'm a little nerd, not based off of what's advantageous to me. So I'm going to choose this based off of lore. I'm going to say that the vampires are the defenders and the Seraphon are attacking, and here's why. I'm going to say the Seraphon are sort of like biological robots in a way. They were kind of created and have certain jobs that they're designed to, like they were like handmade essentially. and they're like a fighting force. Is what they're built to be. The vampires like to gather kingdoms of people and like use them like cattle and hoard them. So I would say the vampires here have a kingdom of people, and they are hoarding. You know, they're trying to protect their kingdom from the incursion of the Seraphon, which are here to stop them from using people as batteries. So we have the attackers here. The attacker gets to pick their regiment ability and enforcement before the defender does. So at the beginning of every spearhead, you get to choose one of these 2 and then one of these 4. You get a little token. We can use these little tokens to mark it. So we can either have predatory fighters, which happens once per phase at the end of any turn. Once per phase, that's pretty often. Roll a die for each enemy unit in combat with any friendly units. On a 3-up, inflict 1 mortal damage on the unit being rolled for. So it's just extra, like, damage, just chunks of, like, it's flavored as just biting chunks out of your foe while you're even, like, between turns, kind of like between phases. I like that a lot. And where friendly units have Ward 6 while they are wholly within friendly territory. Ward 6 basically allows them to shrug off damage. None of my dudes have Ward, so that would be nice. Wait, where's my Croxigar? Is it? Oh wait, no, that's all there. Never mind. I only have 3 different types of units. Sorry. Anyway, that would be nice. But I'm gonna probably not stay in my territory that much. Because these are actually they're not that fast. He's pretty fast. The other 2 are pretty slow. But we'll see. I'm gonna go with the extra damage because I feel like they're gonna be in melee combat a lot. That'll be nice. And then, as the attacker, I have to pick my enhancement. We can go with Sotek's Gaze. Roll a dice, and roll to your general's control. Score this turn. Let's see. Add 1 to the rank characteristic of your general's Relic Celeste. Celestite weapon. What's my general's Relic Celestite weapon? So it's 5 attacks, 3 up, 1 Ren, which would be... Control score, more rend, which is always good. It's good for like killing strong save monsters. Hold on. As the enemy, I would look over here. Let's see, 5 up, 3 up, 5 ups, 3 ups. Yeah, I'd honestly probably want to go for the rend. What are the other options? The unit can use a removal abilities once per battle. I can do an extra move. It has to be within 12 inches of my generals. My general can make units move once per battle. Or can do it... Sorry, can do for 1 unit once per battle. Which is okay. The attacks characteristic of your general's Sunbolt Gauntlet is 6 instead of a D6. So I'm more ranged. So I'm like guaranteed full attacks every time. Which is pretty good. Let's... I'm gonna say we're gonna go for the Ren just to make the saves on the vampires harder against my guy here, my Saurus Old Blood. It's only gonna be up for him, but all of it's only for him. So because they're enhancements, it's enhancing the general. Okay, and then it will be the fucking Soulblight's turn. You know, I added Dwarf Fortress music, and for some reason, it just hasn't popped up yet. It's weird. I don't know if I have to, like, refresh the folder, but I remember having to do that before. Anyway, I can either have Endless Legions, which gives my Death Rattle Skeletons the ability to come back once they've died, which is pretty nice to have extra things, or I can allow my Blood Knights to charge through enemies and deal damage while they're charging through people to get somewhere else. I'm gonna go with the Death Rattle, because that sounds interesting. That was kind of what I was planning on doing anyway. These I haven't looked at yet. Let's see. Once per battle, reaction, you declared the Skeleton Legion ability for a unit wholly within 9 inches of your general. What is that ability? Skeleton Legion. For each slain model from this unit, make a Legion roll of d6. For a 5-up, return 1 slain model to this unit. So basically, I'm going all in on the skeletons coming back and being annoying for this. That could be a thing. Add 1 to each Legion roll made for that unit. So I could add even more skeletons down, as long as they're near my general. Or Cloud of Bats, where I can make my Vampire Lord dissolve into a swarm of bats and appear somewhere else, which is really, really handy for something like Spearhead. I can do it once per battle. Negative modifiers to save rolls for shooting attacks that target your general. That makes it so that he doesn't lose any of his save, which sort of counteracts some of the extra rend, although the rend was on the melee, not on the ranged. And I don't think there are, I think only the Warlord has range attacks over here. And it's 1 at 1 rend, that's not a huge deal, yeah. So I'm not going to take that. Whoa. Spirit Gale. Your hero, every hero phase, make a casting roll of 2d6. On a 7-up, inflict 1 mortal damage on each enemy unit on the battlefield. So just every turn, basically just deal damage across the board. None of these guys have wards, so that would actually be pretty good. It's like sort of guaranteed to happen because it's mortal damage. And they all have like not that much health. I guess there's 2 each for each Source Warrior, so that each turn I wouldn't even kill a single Source Warrior, so I'm not gonna take that. So let's go with the Cloud of Bats, because that sounds useful for Spearhead specifically. Okay. All right, back to Seraphon. Oh no, we're back over here to the vampires. Defender decides which battlefield the game takes place on, Akshi or Garan. I want to get into melee very quick, so do they. So we're probably both going to want... kind of like... Let's go for Garan. Akshi. I like the Realm of Fire better. And then Defender picks one of the deployment zones. We're going to go with... No. I'm going to go with Lengthwise. We're going to get right up in there. And then this Defender sets up their 2 pieces of terrain. So I need to set up the board edges for the long board edges. Okay. Can be as close as I want to the short board edges, but it needs to stay out of friendly enemy territory by a bunch. Or actually, can I have the grid? There we go. Okay, so we're setting up our terrain pieces as the defenders. Can it be on a point? Cannot be set on top of an objective marker, so no. But I can be right on the edge of an objective marker. Give me a little bit of cover on these. I might put... I'm thinking things through. Okay. And this is more than 3 inches from their territory, correct? You know, it's close enough. I'd give that to me. And not far enough from... or not too close to the board edge, so that's cool. And then the other piece of terrain, we're going to put that... weirdly, let's do this. This is probably stupid. I don't know why I want to do this, but my brain, my body, it says yeah, do this. Okay, more than 3 inches away from enemy territory, because it's the start of their territory is on this side, and not in the thing. So this whole side, no man's land, death zone. Why did I do that? I don't know. I'm trying things out, experimenting. All right. Now the attacker sets up their terrain. The same rules apply. For the attacker, I want the option to hide behind stuff, but I don't want it to be necessary when I'm behind it, when I'm on a point or something for these guys. So I'm going to put it in a relatively similar spot, but not actually covering a point, just there to be used if I need it for something. Like sort of running between sections. So it says something about the shortboard edge. So I can get as close to the shortboard edge as I want, I think. We're going to play it like that. We'll see. I have to go to here, which might be too close to the point. And there we go. This is an entirely useless piece of terrain, but I kind of just want it out of the way for these dudes, because I have the one guy with ranged abilities, and he needs to be able to see, and I just want everyone sort of running up the board. Or running around the board, I should say. And they don't have anybody with fly, so having terrain in the way is extra annoying. Okay. The attacker sets up all their units first. So, we go to the attacker side. Trying to catch it before it, like, rotates fully. Okay, Saurus Warriors. None of my dudes regenerate, so we have to think about this carefully. I can remove the grid and the board edge. None. Call the grid. Okay. Let's get the Carnosaur. They all have to be in the green. Let's put him on this point. And we will, yeah. We'll do that. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to grab an extra one of these and make it bigger. This is part of the setup I forgot to do. Copy it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then same thing for the vampires. Take one of these. Make it bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we use those to mark who has what point, because the points are sticky, so we hold on to the objectives. Okay, anyway. Saurus Warriors, we're going to put here. You probably group them better. I know they're just in a straight line. I'm going to put these other Saurus Warriors also here. I'm going to make these a little bit of a tighter formation than the other dudes. And then the Croxagars are going directly on the point, and they're going to be pushing up as fast as they can. They're not very fast, but they're going to be trying their best. Okay, it's great, because I can discuss my... Hey, Canadian, you are not first. You didn't even... Not only did you not spend the egg. No. I'm saying you were also not first in terms of... Even if you don't spend the eggs, if you're not counting the eggs, Harrier got here 10 minutes ago. So there. Wow, I just saw my mic jump in volume, like the levels jump when I swallowed water. That might have been really audible. Okay. So, we did this. Shuffle the twist deck for Akshi. Get someone on. Take one battle tactic each. Okay, normally, you'd put this in your hand. So if you were doing this on this normally, you'd be like, okay, draw, and it'd be over here in your hand. Now, if I jump to a different team, oh, it does keep my hand. Okay, cool. And it's kind of hidden, so I can, like, kind of forget what's happening there. That's great. Okay, so they both draw their cards. I don't think that's the phrase, buddy. I don't know if it's like different up in Canada, but... Oh wait, I forgot the defender has to set up their units. I completely forgot. The terrain. Attackers with all their units, and then the defender does the same. So I need to do the defender. I shouldn't have drawn these. I'm not gonna look at them. I don't know what I have. These guys don't have fly, do they? No, they just have cavalry. Okay. Oh, models in this unit can pass across enemy infantry models as if this unit had fly. Okay, so they can just pass through models. Whoops. Let's set up our... They're the fastest. I'm going to put them ready to go, ready to get in there. Still my deployment? There we go. I want my Blood Knights to fucking charge the fuck in, basically. That's the goal, at least. This is a weird squad setup, but they got big bases, so it's what's happening. Just to fit in this deployment. Anyway, the Vargheists do have fly. I'm putting them over here. I'm both confused and intimidated. Alright. Move these guys up a little bit. Yeah. Whoop, shit. Come on, Vargheists. He's outside the deployment. That's illegal. Like, I'm being so precise for a game against myself. Anyway, okay. Death Rattle Skeletons. I've put all in on making them not fucking eat shit. So, or all in on them intent on eating shit. So, no cover for them. Really? They're getting also right up into the front to get moving around. Okay. We're happy here. Let's set up our cards. So, Death Rattle, Vargheists, Vampire Lord, Blood Knights, my abilities, my passives. The vampires also heal. Anytime, like, the vampires themselves will heal in combat. And, oh wait, no, the Vargheists don't come in until turn 3. Shit, this changes my deployment. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I completely forgot that the Vargheists have a whole thing where they don't come in until turn 3. That's the swoop down thing. Or Death's Descent. Vargheists are not set up in deployment. And there's nothing like that on this side, so that's good. We're going to put the Carnosaur here. Do this here. This here. I love it that it's only 3 cards and 1 ability. 1 army-wide ability. These are very simple. Seraphon? Super easy and simple. Alright. Not a whole lot of extraneous rules and things. Okay, so 1 battle tactic each, placed on face side. The attacker chooses who will take the first turn. So, as the Seraphon, if I were just playing the Seraphon, looking at this, what do I want? What are my cards? Let's see. I want the Behemoth Dais. Which one is that? Where is Behemoth? I can't see the symbol. I think Behemoth is this one. Behemoth. Yeah. The one with the skull. Yes. So, I want the one with the skull by the end of my turn. I don't know if that's going to be possible. So, we'll see about that. I might end up using this command instead. Complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if any enemy units were destroyed this turn, or more enemy units in front. So I have to destroy a whole enemy unit this turn to get this. These aren't great for me. First turn, not great for these. Then I have Hold Ground. You complete this tactic at the end of your turn if there are more friendly models contesting the large terrain feature in your territory than there are enemy models contesting it. Okay. Also, it's the start of the battle round, and when it's the start of the battle round, you check objectives and see who owns what. So we go to that. I own these 2 objectives, and I also own, as the vampires, these 2 objectives. Cool. Start of the battle round. Everyone's got 2 objectives. Good to go. That's pretty good scoring wise. Like right off the bat. So I'm probably gonna get 3 points this round because I'll get 1, 2, and then I'll get an extra from this. But these other 2, I don't know if they're gonna be possible. I could try it. Hold on. So these guys have a movement of... Okay, so hero phase. Let's do this in order. I do have a thing in the hero phase. Pick a friendly unit wholly within 12 inches of the... Actually, there's a thing for this. Okay. So basically, only these Source Warriors can benefit from this. Add 1 to the charge rolls for that target. Okay. So they can move, and the Source Warriors have a movement of 5 inches. So they could move 5 inches and be about here. And that charge would be about a 9... Yeah, I'm saying a 9-inch charge. Which they would only need to roll an 8 for that. So that's a possibility. I could get them in there. I don't know if I want to get them in there on the Blood Knights like that, but I don't know if I exactly want the Blood Knights charging me either. I think they have a... Yeah, they have a +1 damage if they charge because they're cavalry. So we're not gonna... Let's try and cut them off on that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cast Ancient Warlord, and now these dudes have +1 to charge. I think there's a token for that. +1 charge. Bing. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn off this. I don't need the aura constantly. Now we go into the movement phase. So let's start with our Saurus Warriors. We're going to move them 5 inches up. That tilting is cheating. Hold on. Hold on. One sec there. I'm going to move one guy 5 inches up, and then we'll figure it out from there. Because technically each model gets to move 5 inches, and as long as you're still within a coherency, it doesn't matter how you got there. But if you like do that rotate thing and not count it into your movement, it's cheating. So they get their 5 inches. They're technically towing the objective. In theory, I could have them wait here and get this objective, but I think I'm not going to because I need other things to happen. Okay, so they're moving up there. The Cruxigars also have 5 inches of movement. So let's move them. Wait, why isn't it picking up with the... Weird. For all the others, it's like doing the automatic... But not the Cruxigar. Is that like a setting? Toggles. Measure movement. Measure movement. For some reason, they didn't have that on. That's fine. At least now I know where that is if I ever need it again. Okay. So... 5... 5... and 5. There we go. Croxigars are up. They're gonna have a nicer, not a nicer. They're gonna have about a 9-inch charge. Hold on. Let me pull from actually the ground. Actually, from base to base, it's not even a 9-inch charge. That's a 7-inch charge. Hold on. I'm trying not to get the actual Croxigar. Because as soon as I click the Croxigar, hold on. Can I? No, I don't want sticky. It's fine. Okay. So roughly this, it's like 7. I'm gonna say a 7.5. So let's just say 8 for the sake of like fairness on both things. The Source Warriors can also go 5, but you can split that movement up again. So I could do a 3 and then a 2 and get them over here. So 3-ish and then 2. The problem is this bit here. A little wiggly. There we go. I'm not going to be all that precise because of, again, playing against myself. I'm not worried about thinking myself is cheating. Okay. And then the Old Blood on the Carnosaur, he can move 10 inches, which is really dang good. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use him. Check it. We're going to get on that point with him. He's just going to fucking rush forward, be in the way. And now his aura is also touching another unit, which will be good for the future. Okay. So that's the movement phase for them. Wonder what a Carnosaur eats. I wonder. I think it might be carne asada. Let's see. It's its name, you know? Let's see. That's about melee weapons, and this is about save rolls of the units contesting an objective you control. So these guys are meant to be on objectives contesting it. Okay. So that's movement. We are now going to go into our charge phases. This guy's charge is actually also about an 8-inch charge. I thought it was 9. It's an 8, which means I only need to roll a 7. How Age of Sigmar charges work, though, if you've played 40k, you have to declare, like, oh, this person's charging into this guy. You don't need to do that. Actually, wait, before the charge, I forgot. I can shoot. I take that back. Shoot. So I get d6 attacks. Let's see how many attacks that is. 6 attacks! Oh! Okay. So he's got 6 attacks, so we're going to add 5 more. And he is going to be firing at the Death Rattle skeletons here, I believe. Yeah. Yes. He's firing his gauntlet at the... Wait, is he in range? He's not in range. Never mind. He's firing his gauntlet at the Blood Knights. Sunfire gauntlet. Oh, hell yeah. I love the sun. Okay. So 6 attacks. 3 ups to hit. Let's see what we get. 2 hits. That's not great. And then 3 ups to wound. Okay. 1 wound at Rend 1 against the Blood Knights. And there's no upgrades to his Sunfire Gauntlet. It's with his other weapon. So the Blood Knights, that's the wrong thing. Have 3 up save. With Rend, it's 4 up, so 1 at 4 up. They make it. They make their save. So Blood Knights don't take any damage from the Sunfire Gauntlet, despite it being Sunbolt. Despite it literally being a like a bolt of sunlight, the vampires don't give a shit. All right. Now we go into the charge phase, because that's the only thing I have that shoots. And we're going to make the Saurus Warriors going to do a charge. So actually, I'm going to lock these while I'm thinking. In Age of Sigmar, you don't declare a charge at an enemy. You just declare a charge in general. And then you see where you can go with that charge once you do it, kind of thing. So the Saurus Warriors are going to charge. That is 2 dice. Let's see what they get. Oh my god. Nothing. They get nowhere. That's 3 with their +1 to charge. Snake Eyes on a charge roll is fucking awful. Okay. That's thrown a lot of plans under. You know what? What about the Saurus Old Blood? He's going to charge too. He doesn't get a +1, but okay. That's 8. Is he within an 8-inch charge? I think he is. We're going to this dude. Actually, that's from middle. I don't want that. From edge of base to edge of base. 8-inch charge makes it in. So he charges directly into the fucking dudes here. God, he's so big. He's basically in the enemy deployment zone and still touching the middle objective. Oh, I can turn off deployment zones. Don't need that shit anymore. Okay. So that's fascinating. So this is not what my original plan was. I wasn't going to just shove my warlord in there. But you know what? He's on a big Carnosaur. This is what he's good at. I was going to put those guys in and sacrifice them. But I guess they'll stay on this point and keep it for me. The Croxigar are also going to charge. Got 2 here. They got a 6. That is not enough to make their 8-inch charge here, so they don't go anywhere. And the Saurus Warriors, while we're here, I'm going to say it's the exact same charge, because they're about the same distance. They get a 7, but they don't have the +1, and 7 was not enough, because we decided on an 8-inch charge, because it was a little over halfway to 7. Yep. So neither of them go anywhere. We fail a lot of our charges, which is not good news. That's not good for us. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start the fight phase. Now that we're in the fight phase, I'm going to use my passive for my army. Not passive, but my ability here, which is Beast of the Dark Jungles, and I'm going to use Gargantuan Jaws. Pick an enemy unit in combat with your general and roll a die. This enemy unit is in combat with my general. And roll a die. That's not it. It's over here. If the roll exceeds the unit's health characteristic, one model in that unit is slain. So the knights have a health characteristic of 3, so I have to roll a 3 or higher on one die, and if I get it, I just kill a knight right off the bat. I don't. Okay, so nothing there. The Croxigars, or not the Croxigars, the Seraphon are rolling like shit. Okay. That's fine. He still gets to fight. Alright. Speaking of that, let's do some fighting. He's got 5 attacks with his weapon, plus it has an extra rend. So we'll get there when we get there. So 5 hits with the relic weapon. And that's going to be 3 ups. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then 3 ups to wound. I'm going to get Blade of Realities and shoot combat with any friendly units. Once per phase, end of any turn. Got it. It was 3 ups to wound, so 1 more fails. But that's 3 at rend 2 with 2 damage each. Let's just do those first and see how they go. So 3 saves at rend 2, which put them at 5 ups. They don't make any of the saves. Whoa. What did I just do? Oh, spacebar goes back to the center. That's weird. So they didn't make any of their saves, which means they're going to take 6 damage, like a bunch of damage, but they have ward. Let me see how much damage that is, because now it matters. So 2 damage each at 3 fails, that's 6 damage. So they roll 6 dice and have a 6-up ward, which means they still can shrug off that damage in theory. Okay. So any 6-ups is 1 less damage, so it's 5 damage across the board. They have 3 health each, so that's 1 dead. Let's take them off the board. Come over here. 1 dead, and then 1 is down to 1. Let's take this guy down to 1 out of 3. Because I did 3 plus 2. There we go. Because the damage spills over in Sigmar, which I fucking love for simplicity. Okay. Then he's not even done yet. He has 3 more attacks to make with his Carnosaur's massive jaws. I don't know what the skull means. Hold on. What does the skull icon mean? Yeah. Oh, the ability, the weapon degrades when it's there. It is down there, passive. I see it now. Oh shit! Thanks for the sub, Meeser. Meeser Spud. I like that name. Spud. Thanks for the prime. Appreciate you, brother. Hello, hello. Welcome to an old man playing chess in the park by himself. Okay, so where was I? Fucking Carnosaur's jaws. That's 3 attacks. Did I do those already? No, I didn't do those yet. Yeah, no, I just had 3 dice down from earlier. Right? Am I crazy? I've forgotten if I have done it or not. I'm going to say no, I haven't. I think I just did the Celeste weapon. So let's go to Carnosaur's Massive Jaws. 3 attacks, 4 ups. Okay, that's something. And then Wound or 2 ups. Okay. So 2 rend on the Jaws. Damn, that's crazy. And thanks for the follow. went in a backwards direction. Let's see. So 2 rend, 3 damage. What's up, my dude? What is up? No, you're good. You're so good. This is funny. So 2 rend on the Blood Knights is what's the max to 5 ups, and it's 2. Yeah, 2. So even when I'm playing as myself, I don't remember what I'm supposed to be rolling. Okay, 2 5 ups. Holy shit. Okay, so they save both of them. They don't give a shit about the Carnosaur teeth, despite the rend monster it is. That's crazy. Okay. Right, and that's basically the end of my fight phase, because none of my other guys made their charges, so I was trying to push myself into my own deployment zone and just keep myself held there, but didn't work out. But we did get some points, we did get some things, so it's the end of the turn, and at the end of the turn, I get to use predatory fighters. So roll dice for each enemy unit in combat with friendly units, that's 1 unit in combat. And on a 3-up, I inflict 1 more mortal damage, which could kill that guy. A 4-up, 1 mortal damage. He still can save it. I believe that even with ward, you can, because it's still damage. Damage is damage. I think ward can save mortal damage, which is fun. So he's a 6-up. Ooh, almost made it through. But that Carnosaur wasn't done with him. Took another bite out of him. Boom, gone, dead. 1 more Blood Knight, gone right off the bat. Excellent. Didn't destroy a unit, which is what I was hoping for. Didn't get the dice I needed. Everything was fucked. I had a couple of battle tactics. I probably could have used these. I probably should have. I got so distracted. Or the commands, excuse me. But I didn't. It's fine. So let's calculate the points. They're on this point at the end of my turn, which gives me that point now there. So I have this guy 1, 2, and more than you. And then +1 charge is gone. I'm going to hold on to that, though. I did not get the Behemoth Dias. I did not destroy an enemy unit. But I did contest the large terrain feature. So... Oh, I forgot the fucking twist. Holy shit. Wait, I forgot the twist. The twist is I forgot it. What was it? Wreathed in smoke, 1 objective on the battlefield. Players roll off. Winner. We can still do this. Hold on. Roll all dice. We'll come back and look at that in a second. Roll all dice. Oh, he got a 6. I think the vamp. Oh, and he got a 1. Okay, so vampires win that. So the vampires can choose an objective. Until the end of the battle round, only unmodified hit rolls of 6 hit for target attacks that target a unit contesting that objective. Since they would have been at the start of the round, thinking about how I would have done it, I would have seen this setup here, and I would have wreathed in smoke these dudes. So let's say this was the wreathed in smoke one, is what I would have done. Only on modified hit rolls of 6. So I would have done that, and I still would have tried to charge them. Nothing would have changed. It still would have failed to charge. So, still. Good to remember that now, before I do a whole game without doing any fucking twists. Alright. And that's... Oh, wait. I did score 1 more from the my scored tactic here. So that's 4. Alright. On to the other turn. 1 sec. I gotta swap. Let me over. Okay. So what are my tactics over here that I have? I want to be on the Draconian Dais, which is the center one. That's going to be rough. Let's see. Complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if there are friendly units within 3 inches of the short battlefield edge. Okay. So just being near the short battlefield edge, which is this, within 3 inches of it. So I could be like here, and it would still count. That's like half the board. That's pretty good. It doesn't say wholly within, it just says within. Of each short battlefield edge. So I need to be on either side of the board. Interesting. I was kind of going to do that anyway. And then claim the head of the enemy's general to shatter their morale. Okay. Thoughts, opinions. I have thoughts and opinions. Okay. That's heal on that unit. That's for the vital transference. That's hero phase. He didn't get hurt, so we're not going to bother with that. But I also have this heal X. And the question is, I don't actually know if, okay, you might know this, Meeser, if you know anything about AoS. Because I'm new to AoS. I'm mostly a 40k dude. I know damage spills over, but let's say my dudes are all full health. Like, my Blood Knights here are all full health. But they do this thing and they get their the hunger passive. And they heal up. Do I return a model back to the unit to get those health points, or are the health points wasted if there's no model that's damaged? You know? That's the question. Oh. I just got a fucking achievement for changing my color more than 50 times. Because I was practicing with the thing earlier, like running to see how fast I could do it. Here, wait, I just found a thing to mention it. Does the hunger return slain models to a unit? Healing doesn't bring back slain models. It only heals damaged models. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything about anything. Excellent. Don't worry about it. I just... Oh, no worries, no worries, no worries. Okay. Then I am going to say, based on that Reddit post from a year ago, because AoS 4th has been out about that long. 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I got a slew of messages. Okay. Thoughts, plans, opinions. He's a hero phase. I got this going on. Do I have any other things I can use in the hero phase? I didn't take those. Endless Legions. Okay. We've set up our death rattle to be basically like chaff, so we are going to use them appropriately. So hero phase, there's nothing I want to do, nothing I can do. I want to try and kill our general, which is this guy. He has a lot of wounds, though. How many is it again? He's got 14 health. He's going to be a bitch to take down. So... yeah. Let's, I'm gonna go for it. This is probably really dumb. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna take my, we're gonna do a Vampire Lord charge in on that, and then we're gonna move our Death Rattle out. I'm just thinking stuff through. These guys, I'm gonna want to move around and try and get them into this, because I need this Dais. He has a pretty decent OC, I bet. 5 control. And these guys are at, what, like 1-2 control? Probably each. Yeah. So there's 7 control on this point right now. My Death Rattle are 1 each. If I can get the whole of the Death Rattle squad there, I could do it. They get 4 inches of movement. They're not very fast. But from here, it's an 8-inch charge. I think they can make it. I know it's statistically unlikely. I think they can make it. Okay. So movement phase. Let's start by moving these Death Rattle. Oh, but I want them on the board edges for that flanking. Which is more worth it? Which of these is it? Hold on. Pick a friendly unit that is not in combat to use this ability. That unit can move up to D6. That unit can move it. Interesting. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. We're going to skip the tank the flanks one. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to use this command when we get there. Oh no, enemy movement phase. I can't use this. Shit, I wish I had known that. I need to look at my cards just before each turn so I know what's going on. So I think it through, like, would I do that at this point? Because I might have countercharged also to not, because I wouldn't have cut the head off anyway. That's the one problem with going back and forth, is you forget that you have things that happen in the enemy's turn, and it's like hard to remember to react in that way. Okay. Opponent declared a shoot ability. So I could have used that. It's fine. So the Death Rattle, they are going to... I think it'll be easier for me... No, because I want to take the point. let's see, I'm thinking through this through. If I stayed on the sides to get the flanks objective, I'm only getting 1 point. If I take this center objective, if I get on there and get all my death rattle on this point, I can take this objective back. It becomes mine, and then I'll get 1-2 more than you. So that'll be an extra point already. And then I get an extra point for being on that dais. So overall, I get 2 points for if I take this, and I get, and it's now that's here's the trade-off. It's safer to get the 1 point and stay on the sides and not do any fighting, or I can take a risk, try and get in, get the 2 points, and hopefully that works out. So we're gonna go for that, which means now technically, so I can move 4 inches with these dudes. They can't go very far. That's the center, not the base. I can move 4 inches with the dudes. It's about here. Obviously, that's not going to make it. Can my knights do that, like, retreat thing? Is that a thing I have? Hold on. The legions, cloud of bats. Cloud of bats! I gotta use that at some point. We'll save that. So the death rattles can be basically here. I could then technically do a run, which could be anywhere from 1 more inch of movement to 6 more inches of movement, which could get me, you know, I have to be more than 3 away from both of these. Actually, I've unfortunately screened myself really well here. They actually can't get on the point unless they charge. So it looks like we're charging. Yeah, so we'll do that in a second. First, let's move the death rattle. They're 4 inches off this point. It's interesting, I was looking at the rules, and technically each model, I was saying this earlier, each model gets 4 inches of movement. So in theory, if you were, using TTTS, you can, like, measure it easily because it just tells you what you're moving it. But in the real world, it's a lot harder to be like, okay, measure each thing individually. That's really annoying. Okay, does he have any auras? He does. What is this aura? Vial transference. How does this work? Pick a visible enemy unit within 6 inches of this unit. Okay, visible any enemy unit that's within 6 inches. There are no enemy units within 6 inches. We will get to that next turn. As far as other movement goes, I need 3 inches away from him, roughly. Which is like here. Gonna move our Vampire Lord here, because you can move through friendly units. Okay, excuse me. We're gonna move that guy in a second, as if he were here. And then the Death Rattle... Gotta stay 3 inches away. Well, they can only move 4 inches anyway. I'm not gonna make it to under... Because it was 8-inch charge, so 4 inches will keep me at least 4 inches away. If the math is right, and I calculated that correctly. So they're moving up. Actually, they should be closer. I know that was 4.1. It's fine. There's a 3.9 to make up for it. And this guy was next to this guy. I know that's more than 4, but that's where he was before I moved him just to set the Vampire Lord down. Okay. Hold on. Fucking moving to a more mentally interesting song there. Alright. We can't retreat these guys without taking some damage, which I don't want to do. And I would just be retreating them to charge again, and you can't do that unless you have a specific thing for that. So... yeah. Now they can move through enemies if they have fly, which is neat. We'll keep that in mind. Death Rattle are going to do an 8-inch charge. Well, the Death Rattle are going to charge. Again, the rules are weird. You don't declare the charge, but we all know where they're going for. Ooh, damn it. I was so close. I know, statistically unlikely, and that... see, okay, that was the risk there. Now I don't even get 1 point. I could have stayed in the corners. Actually, wait. I might still be in the corners. Wait a minute. This might have worked out. I might have been smart. Board edges within 3 inches of the short board edge. Within... oh, of the actual edge. So they'd have to be in this space. I see. I was thinking within short... I was thinking of this as the board edge, and it's within 3 inches, so they can't actually be out here. It has to be in here. Okay. So yeah, no, they didn't make that. They got out of their board edge, and they didn't make their charge, so I'm not going to get a point from either thing. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The Death Rattle... oh, wait, 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Death Rattle are going to make their 4-inch charge. They're going to make a charge. Let's see what they get. 10 inches. Wow, that could have been used elsewhere. I'm going to have them split their charge and just straight up go in and be in combat with both things. It might not be the best for them, but they have the ability to come back fairly easily. I just kind of want to gum them up over here and keep these dudes here and not on the rest of the battlefield so that I can charge my Vampire Lord. That's another 10-inch charge. He's definitely in. Actually, it's a 10-inch charge. I can move in, like, fucking like this. Do I want to do that? I can... Hold on. Like... Yeah, I guess I can. I'm gonna do that just to give myself a little bit extra breathing room for movement sake. This is still active. This is still ours. Okay, his OC though is 2, so he's not gonna be able to fight back off of this, which is why I didn't move him all at point. Kind of pointless. Do I have anything I can use here? No. Let me check. Hold on. Cart? I can't. Hold on. I gotta change teams real quick. What are my cards here? Any hero phase, enemy hero phase. You know what? I'm gonna retcon myself a little bit because I would have used this myself in my hero phase. So I'm gonna say this is discarded as the Saurus guys, or as the Seraphon. And we're gonna be using this back on the enemy hero phase on the Old Bloods. The Old Blood has strike first. I still would have done everything I'd done. I'm going to retcon myself to be like, hey, I did that on that turn. Because again, remembering things that you can do on the enemy turn when it's also your turn is hard. That's the only like kind of retconny stuff I really want to do. Okay. So, into combat, that means the Saurus Old Blood has strikes first, but also my guy has strikes first. So I still have priority on the Vampire Lord first, but then the Saurus Old Blood gets to try right after. Otherwise, my dudes would have had priority because it's my turn, essentially. These dudes also charge. So first, Vampire Lord. Whoops, I pressed spacebar. Okay, he's got the Dynastic War Relic. That is going to be 5 attacks. 3 ups to hit. Yep. Wow, that's a terrible roll. Okay. And then it's going to be 3 ups to wound. Also terrible. Excellent. So 1 wound at Rend 1 against the Saurus Old Blood dinosaur guy. Hello, music. Jesus. Suddenly quite loud. Okay. Saurus Old Blood, he gets a 4-up save with Rend 1. That's a 5-up. Let's do his save. He only has to do 1. He fails his save. So he's at 14 health. And that did 2 damage. So he's at 12 health. Just gonna type this in the 12 out of 14. Just so I see it when I like mouse over him. Okay, so he's a little damaged. If I get him under, what is it, 10? Yeah, if I get him down to 10, then the Carnosaur's jaws are worse by a considerable amount. So that's not a very far amount to get him down to bracketed, which is nice. I think he gets to fight first now back with his fight first, or if I do all my fight first, I don't know. I'm gonna go with dinosaur gets to fight back. And the dinosaur honestly would probably go for the fucking Vampire Lord. Take advantage of that. I would at least. So it's melee fight, so that's 5 on a 3-up. Hold on. Start there. 5 on a 3-up. And then 3 up to wound. No, not 3 up to wound. Yeah, 3 up to wound. I was right. Okay. So 2 at Rend 1. 2 saves at Rend 1. Ooh! He needed a 4-up on that. Actually, it's Rend 2, isn't it? Because I gave him that bonus. Yeah, it's Rend 2. So he's got... he would need a 5-up on that, and he didn't get either. So that's going to be 4 damage, I think? Yeah, so we're going to get 2 more dice, and he's going to do his 6-up ward. Doesn't make any of it. He just took 4 damage. He's down to 1 health. And there's still more attacks to come from the fucking Old Blood. This might be bad. I might have goofed a little bit here. Okay, so he's got, let's see, 3 more attacks. And they are going to be 4 up. Only 1 makes it, and the wound is going to be a 2 up. So at least the wound is easier. Rend 2, damage 3. So he needs to make a 5 up, 1 5 up save, and then or 1 ward if he doesn't make the 5 up save. No 5 up save. 6. Oh, my vampire my lord just died. My general just fucking ate it. Whoops. All right. Well, that was stupid. Death Rattle Skeletons are next. I didn't have anything to help me with that. No, I did not. I couldn't use... Oh, see, here's the unfortunate bit. Because I charged with my guy, he struck first. So his healing didn't heal him at all because he wasn't hurt. If I had not charged and had been in combat, and then he would have gotten hit first, and then he would have replied with attacks, those would have healed him back up, and he would have been fine. Potentially. I actually only did 2 damage. It would only have healed him 2, but he would have lived. So that's good to know if I ever play this army again. Okay. The Death Rattle Skeletons are going next. What a blow, man. That means my enhancement's gone too, which means he can't do Cloud of Bats, which is a great reposition, which would have been excellent. That's so unfortunate. Okay. Okay, 2 attacks each. There's 10 of them, so that's going to be 20 attacks. We're getting big here. And they're going to be on a 4-up. This is where the dice roller really helps. And then that's a lot of 6s. And then that's a lot of 6s. And then 4-ups to wound. Oh, okay. There go all the 6s. At 1 damage each, no rend, so 4 saves for... I'm going to say they were going for the Croc Cigar, because they're all within 3 inches. I think? I should have declared before I started attacking. I'm going to say it was actually the... You know, it was the Croc Cigar. Yeah. We're going to go with the Croc Cigar. Not going to do anything, but... This crit 2 hits. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Alright, so the Death Rattle Skeletons, they hit... It's... How many... Sorry, I got distracted. 4 saves at no rend. For the Croc Cigar, that's going to be 4-ups. There we go. 4 saves at no rend, which was... What did I say it was? 4-ups. So... 2 wounds... Or 2 damage in, which is... 1 guy is down to 4 health. I'm going to give it to this one. After all that fighting. And that's it from that. Oh, no. Blood Knights, because I'm still priority, and then they get to crack back. So Blood Knights are next, because we're out of the fights first, people. These are going to be great, hopefully. So 3 attacks each. That's 9 attacks for the Blood Knights. So 10 minus 1. For the Templar Lance and Templar Blade. Looking for 3 ups to hit. By the way, they're aiming for the Carnosaur, obviously. That's pretty good. Okay. And then 3 ups to wound. That's not great, but that's something. 4 at Rend 1. How did I do that? The Carnosaur, that's going to be a 5-up save at 4 5-up saves. That's a 2+ button. I didn't. Anyway. 5 ups. Only 1 saves. He doesn't have a ward, so 1 saved. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's 1 damage each, right? Yep, 1 damage each. So 3 damage to the Carnosaur, which brackets him down into 9. Which means his bite only does 1 attack now instead of 3. So that is nice. All right. Next up, let's see. Death Rattle went. These guys went. This guy's went. Cool. Oh, now the crackback. Right. Croc Cigar. They are really strong. This, I have pulled many blunders with these Soulblight Gravelords. Not intentionally. It's just been bad for me. All right, but they're about to get fucking smacked. So we're gonna start with the Croxigars because they're gonna hit the hardest. I keep looking at this if it's the Croxigar because it has a picture of one on there. All right, so they do 4 attacks each, and they have exploding 6s on hits. And yeah, so I think how the combat works, I'd have to double check it, but from what I remember reading in the book is that it's like within 3 inches of the thing. It's not like base to base like 40k, but it's like if your base is within 3 inches of the other base, then you're in combat with it, and like you can fight them or whatever. So these guys are all able to fight each other like this, despite the fact that this dude is so far away from this dude. In theory, he could kill that one. You know what I mean? Okay. So these 3 are gonna fight them. So at 4 attacks each with 3 of them, that is going to be 12. I can do math. Right? 4 times 3 is 12. Yeah. So 10, 2. Okay. 12 attacks, 4 ups to hit. With an exploding 6, so we lose these, but we do gain 1 more die because we got the crit extra attack, or 2 hits, excuse me. So 2 up to wound. 2 up to wound is crazy, but that's like a almost guaranteed wound. Like if they hit, it's gonna hurt, basically. Rend 1, damage 2 per, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 saves at Rend 1. I think the Death Rattle, or 5 up save at Rend 1, they can still make it. It's a 6 up save. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. I already have 4 here. Okay, so for every 6 up, I save a damage, or save 2 damage. None. Okay, so that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage. They are 1 health each. Which means the whole squad is gone. That's a whole enemy unit gone. Or, sorry, allied unit gone from the Croxigars. I didn't even have to fight with the Saurus Warriors. That's insane. And they got their exploding because they're fighting things with 5 or more models, and like they're basically they're chaff clearers. That's crazy. I kind of want to play Seraphon. Just as a spearhead, it seems fun. Especially because they get dinosaurs and shit. See, this is why I wanted to do this on Tabletop Sim, to like see what other like cool spearhead box I could play that's like different from Ghosts. I was looking at a lot of the Death Armies, but I don't know. Seraphon are kind of neat. Okay. And I always wanted like a couple Seraphon. I never wanted a whole like Seraphon army, and this is like a perfect excuse to do that. All right, so let's see. It's still my turn. They cracked back. It hurt. Guess that's... Oh, no, I haven't fought my Blood Knights yet. They can still fight. No, I did. I did fight with my Blood Knights. How much damage did they do? They did 3 damage, which means they would have healed, but they can't heal because they're full health. So that's useless. Well, all right. Did I get any of these tactics? I didn't get the Dais. I didn't take the flanks. My flanks are, in fact, gone. And I did not cut off the head. My general was slain. So, I have 1, 2, and that's it. Yeah. Rough. I'm not even getting my Vargeist till battle round 3. I have to go a whole nother battle round of the Vargeist. Okay. So I have 3 Blood Knights and 10 Death Rattle, and I have to survive the next battle round with just them. Interesting. Okay, so we do one more roll off. Clear this dice. 1. Clear the dice. Oops. Clear the dice. Oops. 1. Okay. Just roll all dice. And then roll all dice. Hey, a 6, and they got a 2. So the vampires get to choose. Now, the vampires can, in theory, take a double turn. Because they just went, and they could choose to go again. If I do that, I can't draw any battle tactics, but I need new battle tactics. In fact, I am going to discard all of these battle tactics. So at the beginning of this turn, so we do this. All right, we draw the twist card. When do you discard your cards? It starts really, really early. I wrote it down. Whatever. I'm going to say it's now. discarding all my battle tactic cards because I can't do any of these. And I don't want to use any of these commands. Like, they're just useless for me. We are going to draw the next twist. Okay, so the Soul Blight or the underdog. Let's see. Let the blood flow. Khorne's presence is felt in this battle, and he demands blood be spilled in his name. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn for each enemy unit destroyed in that turn. Okay. In addition, if one of the players is the underdog, that player picks 1 friendly unit on the battlefield to be frenzied. Add 1 to hit rolls for combat attacks made by the unit this battle round. So I have the options of my Blood Knights for hit rolls. So they'd be +2 to hit, 2 up to hit, which is pretty good. Or my Death Rattle, which would give them 3 up to hit, which is also pretty good because they've got a lot of attacks. Let's embolden the Blood Knights. I wanna get some stuff done with them. So they have +1 to hit. Let's mark that, so I don't forget. I love these little markers. And then, yeah. So the attacker decides who will take the first turn. Oh no, the attacker just decides. I thought it was a roll off. No, sorry, attacker was the first round. After that, we roll off. So technically, the Soul Blight could decide to go first. I think we also need to draw new battle tactics. And let me hop over to the other side and draw tactics for that side. Let's see, am I keeping this or am I discarding this? The Behemoth tag? I can get this. There's no reason to discard that. We're holding on to that. So we're going to draw 2 more battle tactics. Bop, bop. Cool. Which is going to be Ignax, Diax, and take the flanks. I don't know if I'll be able to do take the flanks, but maybe. I already have this, so it's going to be an extra... Yeah, I could do this. I'm just going to have to run to that corner. Sorry, I'm thinking real fast before I go back to the actual order of things. So they get 5 inches. Let's say 5 inches, and then I roll anywhere from 1 to... If I get up to 6, I can definitely get them all in, but I'd have to really hope for a really good run roll. It's a possibility. We'll see. Anyway. So... I'm going to say that if I were these dudes... No, I drew battle tactics. I'm not going first. I'm going second. So these guys... So that the Seraphon are going first because this side needed the battle tactics to survive, essentially, or to try and keep up. Control by opponent at the start of the turn. Okay. So I have to take a spot without fighting anybody, which is difficult. Possible, but difficult. I might just have to take the wounds and run on my dudes, honestly. I know I just gave them +1 to hit this turn, but I might have to run with them. Let's see, raid. Wholly within enemy territory and not in combat, so I can get 2 for 1 if I can take this as the blood, as the... I never remember the fucking names in the moment I need it. In the Soul Blight, if I take this as the Soul Blight, then I can get at least 2 battle tactics done, and then the third one... If you control 2 objectives that were controlled by your opponent at the start of the turn. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to pull that one off with just Death Rattle, and unless I move them into the center, if I can get my Death Rattle like into the center and just holding that objective, whether they're dead or not, then it gives me some wiggle room. The problem is this Carnosaur being on the objective like this is screening me from taking that. I really wish I could summon my Vargeists right now, but they don't show up till fucking... When is it? Battle round 3? Yeah. So I can't even do it this round. So, anyway, it's not this guy's turn anyway. Oh, wait. Before we leave, are there any commands I'd want to use? Ward 5 up is really nice on the attack ability. Although I would lose a point for that. What about this one? Ooh. Heck yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, I've thought of a cheeky thing that I would do on me, and I'm going to pretend like I don't know I'm about to do that. This is some weird fucking meta shit I have to keep focused in my brain. Okay, so we're going as the Seraphon first. How do we play the Seraphon? Well, I need to take this point because I have a thing to take that. So I'm going to shove my guys up the board, both guys up the board. I would just want to take it in force. I have the Ignax Diax already, but I would want these guys to take the side. So we're going to start with Hero Phase. In the hero phase, I can do the giving a guy a +1 to their charge. In this AoE, which is everyone I have. I'm gonna give the Saurus Warriors +1 to charge because I would want them in on the Blood Knights. So let's put that there. Roar, hero phase, you got a +1 to charge. Dinosaur. Okay. Then let's see. So that would be the hero phase. He doesn't shoot during his hero phase. I don't have any tactics to use. I could use a Scroll of Arcane Bolt, but I really think I could get this Dias, so I want the extra point. I don't need to deal the extra damage. I'm definitely a points-focused player. Like, if there's points to be had, I will go for them. So we're just going to go to the movement phase. So Croxigars move up 5 inches. Just got to do them as a unit. And then the Saurus Warriors are up 5 inches. Right? Yeah. Cool. Which gives them a roughly a 6.5 to 7 inch. I'm gonna say 7-inch charge. Or I guess technically it could be closer with a 5. Let's say 6 because it's like between 7 and 6. Let's split the difference. 6-inch charge roughly to get in there because these are positioned strangely. So they have a 6-inch charge. These guys aren't on the point, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna run the Croxigars. Oh, that sucks. But it might be enough. Hold on. That's not 1 inch. I haven't moved them at all. 1 inch. I know it says 2 inches. Something's funky. Hold on. Set these down. It's going 1 inch vertical. That doesn't count. Stop that. Is that counting? Is that how that's working? Why is it telling me 1 inch? I haven't gone anywhere. How big is an inch on this board? Hold on. Am I losing it? If he moves an inch, let's just say he moves an inch forward. Yeah, it's fine. Why is it? Stop it. You're confusing me. Evidence though that measurement tool might not be that accurate at small distances, but that does put 2 guys on the point. Look, he's towing it. He's towing it, which is excellent news. Okay, so he ran them. They can't charge then because they ran. Other people can. These guys are gonna move and run. So let's move them. They're 5 inches. See, at this range, the 5 inches feels accurate because it's going more diagonally. That's so weird. You know what I mean? Is it actually though? Hold on. Now I'm questioning this. So 5 inches from this guy would get him directly here. It's a little bit under, I think. So I bring him here. No, it's perfect. It's fine at long ranges. Okay. At more than an inch, you're good on movement with this thing, with this tool. Excellent. So they're going to run as well. Means they can't charge, but we're going to make them charge. That's 4 extra inches of movement. That's pretty fucking good. That's basically what we needed. Seraphon were rolling like shit, but with some blunders from when I was playing Soulblade and some better rolls lately, it's working out. Why is this guy always a little more movement than everyone else? Whatever. So I like how he's like albino and the others aren't. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to do? Charge, yes. Wait, ranged first. Because he can shoot in combat with the Sunbolt Gauntlet. So D6 attacks. He gets 5 attacks. That's pretty good. Doing that. 3 up to hit, and he's shooting the Blood Knights. Yeah. 3 ups to hit. Okay. And 3 ups to wound. Okay, they both wound. Rend 1. Damage 1. So 2 saves, rend 1 for these guys. So that's going to be a 4-up save. 2 4-ups. They don't make either save. They still have a ward 6 up, though. They don't make that. So they're going to take, I think it's 2 damage each, isn't it? No, 1 damage each. Whew. So, that's going to be 1 guy down to 2 health. Sorry, 1 guy down to 1 health. I can do math. 2 damage. Because that's part of the shooting phase. And now we go into the charge phase. My Saurus Warriors, these guys might not be able to run away like I'd hoped. The Saurus Warriors are going to charge in. Saurus Warriors are going to charge in. We decided it was a 6-inch because it was under 6 here, but above 6 here. So, 6-inch charge. Let's see what they get. Oh, fucking barely. Okay. They make it into their charge. Oh no, they got a +1. They definitely made it. So they got 7 on that. Thank you, ability. They get a little pile-in move where they can like adjust their positioning so that they're within range for melee. It's like up to 3 inches or something, so I'm doing that. Okay. So they pile in on these guys. Yeah, they're definitely going to lose a Blood Knight when they run, but it's going to be a thing. Okay. What's next? The other charge. I'm not doing any other charges. So it's fight phase. These guys fight first because they charged. Saurus Warriors. What are they up to? What are they doing? 2 attacks each. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, so 10 attacks. And it's going to be 3 ups to hit. And that's not a lot. And then 3 ups to wound. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at rend 1. So that's a 5-up save for them. No, 4-up save, excuse me. So did I say 5 wounds? 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. I can do math. Add a 4-up save. 2 make it. Well, I don't know why I got rid of the 2 that didn't make it. Anyway, so that's 2 damage each, 1 damage each. 1 damage each, so 2 ward saves, 6 up. Ooh, 1 gets it. But still, 1 Blood Knight is dead. Which means they, once again, can't heal. It's unfortunate that I grabbed the one in the front. I should not have done that on my turn. Whatever. Because you get to choose which ones, as if it's your enemies, your guys getting attacked, which ones are taking the damage. A lot of people do the ones in the back so they can keep moving in the direction they want to move, kind of thing. I kind of gave myself a harder time by taking the one in the front, but I like the lore aspect of the guy in the front's the guy getting hit, you know? It would have been nice if that was like a rule or something. I don't know. Whatever. Back to Saurus, that's right. Alright, so I keep calling him Saurus. The Seraphon. Excuse me, princess. Okay, is the next page? No, there's not. What are you talking about, pages? Yeah. Just had a sudden paranoia that there were pages I missed. Okay. They did the fight. This guy is actually, by killing those dudes with those dudes because they fought first and taking the front one, actually, technically they're within 3 inches. You know what? If I were the Seraphon, I would feel bad for this player that's getting absolutely dumpstered. And I would say you're actually out of combat range for the old blood now, for both, so they can't fight him, but, you know, that kind of thing. They're still in combat with these dudes, but they're in out of combat range for the old blood. And as the Soul Blight, I'd take that charity. So we're going to go with that, because that's how I would deal with it myself. These guys have this. Actually, it doesn't matter anymore. You take that off. They still have it, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's turn on these board edges. Let's see if we can... Wrong board edges. There we go. Am I in it? Oh my god. Am I outside the board edge? No! I didn't make it. I thought I made it. I didn't make it. I'm not gonna take the flanks. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Still gonna get a bunch of points on this scoring anyway. Again, it would be one of those things where it's like, oh, if I were the... This is how these games work. If on the Soulblight side, if I saw that this guy was this close to the flanks, it didn't quite make it, I would say like, hey, even though I'm losing, I'd say take it. You got close enough, in my opinion. You're technically there. Like even if you like measure the 3 inches, I'd be like, oh, that's literally touching it. You're within 3 inches. You can't actually. No, I would actually count that. Yeah, 100%. I would count that. But as the Saurus player or the Seraphon player, I personally would be like, no, I didn't make it. You know, actually that is under. But I still be like, no, I didn't make it. He'd be like, no, you take it. And it'd be this back and forth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll a die. Because it would have to be whoever like pushed harder for the other person to take the advantage on that, because that's just how I and my friends are. So I'm gonna roll and pretend that odds are they don't make it, evens they have made it. Odds didn't make it. Cool. So they agree together. They didn't make the flanks. Cool. Because it is just on the edge. All right. And that's the end of at the end of the day, it's a board game, you know, and everyone can just agree with each other on if both parties agree on the rules, no matter what it says in the book, if they agree, then that's the rules, you know. All right, so we don't have +1 to hit anymore. I don't know why. Did I even use that? I don't think I used that when I was hitting with them earlier. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Sorry. Back to these guys. So they're out of combat. They did their combat. No one else can fight. There's nothing else happening. So now we check the. This is not a thing anymore. Oh, each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of the turn for each enemy unit destroyed. We didn't destroy any units. No one did on this turn, at least. But this did get converted to Seraphon point because I'm towing onto it. I didn't get the flanks, but. So wait, let's start the calculations here. 1, 2, more than you. I've got the Behemoth Dais, so that's 1 more. And I have the Ignax Dais, so that's 1 more. God, the Seraphon are destroying right now. And yeah. That feels pretty good. Is there anything else? No, there's no other scores. I didn't get the flanks. We decided on that. So that's the end of that turn. We do a turn swap. Yep. Oh, I forgot the retcon thing I was gonna do. Okay. Pretend I did this on the enemy movement phase. It wouldn't have changed what I did here at all. But pretend I did this. So I pick a friendly infantry or cavalry unit. I do D3 models back from the unit. So it's a unit that's been destroyed, right? Hold on. Pick a friendly infantry that has been destroyed and not already been replaced. Set up a replacement unit consisting of D3 models from that unit anywhere on the battlefield more than 6 inches from all enemy units. Cool. So we take the D3 dice. And we're setting up the death rattle. We got 6. So we got 3. We got 3 death rattle back, and I can put them up 6 inches from all enemy units. This is the thing I did last turn. I just forgot to physically do it because I got so distracted. Take these skeletons, and we're putting them over here on this point, 6 inches away from enemy units. Wait, I just realized. No, I would be putting them here, just off the point, and there's a reason for this. This is how. Yeah, that's where I put them. And they're 6 inches away from enemy units. Are we checking? Yeah, we're good. And then it goes to the vampire's turn. That happened during the movement phase of the last thing, and I didn't put them on the point specifically because if I put it on the point, I, as the Seraphon, would have charged back around to be like, "Hey, hold on! I wouldn't have gone so hard for this point." I don't think, but they're not on the point, so they still kept the objective. So that gave them 1 extra scoring, but I did that very specifically for a reason. Okay. Now it is my turn, or they're both my turn. But you know, now it's the Soulblight. Hero phase can't do anything because my hero is dead because I was stupid. So we're going straight into movement phase. Oh shit, we finally got a Dwarf Fortress song. Hell yes. I've been waiting for one to show up. It's been like days of streaming. Like, it just hasn't been there. It's not the most lively one, but we got a Dwarf Fortress song, which means the Dwarf Fortress songs are in there. Okay. So, movement phase. I'm going to retreat with my Blood Knights. They can retreat through enemies because they can pass through infantry models as if they had fly. They have 10 inches of movement, so they can retreat this direction. I think they have to stay out of engagement range of a dude, though, out of dudes. Hold on, so that means I have to finagle this a little bit. Is that 3 inches? Hold on, this is less than 3 inches, isn't it? Fuck. This might be harder than I thought. Ooh, that's way less than 3 inches. Okay, so he was here. Roughly. So we need... Stop sticking to the center of that guy. 10 inches. Let's move him, like, here. Yeah. There. And this other guy. Yo. The rotation he was at earlier. I think this is... Okay, it's under... I'm going to give him I would give myself a little bit extra on this side. Just be like, look, man, you were in a weird angle to try and fit them even into your deployment zone. Don't worry about it. So they make it through. Charge right through. They're running away. But they run away, so they take 2 mortal wounds of damage. Or it's D3 mortal wounds, excuse me. D3 mortal wounds, so it could be 1. I could only take 1 damage. Let's see. That's 3 damage, I think. 5 for a D3 is 3, right? Because 6 is 3, 5 is 3, 4 is 2, 3 is 2, 2 is 1, and 1 is 1. So yeah, this is 3 damage. Which would kill a whole guy. But does ward work for... Hold on. Does ward work for retreat damage? AoS. Ward saves work against mortal wounds. Yes, ward saves even work only against mortal wounds. Some ward saves even work only against mortal wounds. And I take mortal wounds as part of the run, so I can technically make a ward save against my retreat damage, I think. So let's say 3 ward. Let's go with yes on that. They didn't make any of them. Doesn't matter. 1 guy's still dead. I'm going to say the guy that couldn't make it dies. That's why he couldn't make it. The Carnosaur eats him on the way out. So we got a lone Blood Knight, 1 vampire left, 3 skeletons, and... Sorry, 13 skeletons total. That's what I have on the field right now. It's anyone's game, you know? Okay, this is part of my movement phase, though. During the movement phase, I am going to use my once per battle Endless Legions, where I pick a friendly unit of Death Rattle skeletons that have been destroyed. That has been destroyed. I misread this. It had to have already been destroyed. Then retcon this shit. Take it back. I didn't do this. If I had read that properly, I wouldn't have done it. And it's my game. I can retcon what I want. It's me against me, and I say it's okay. So, then we do this instead, the Endless Legions, and not the Call Reinforcements. Yes. We'll save that, because then we can have it just in case we need it. So, Endless Legions, D6 plus 4 instead of... We might even end up with less, honestly. No, we have to have at least 4. So 1d6 plus 4, so 5. We ended up with 2 more, but that's a half a unit, you know? So we'll take that. And those, because I'm setting this up on my movement phase, I will put these on the point. I'm going to group them a little better, though. The reason I kept them off the point if I were to do it in the enemy turn was if I thought I could bolster them after, like double bolster the guys, but I couldn't do it. What I would have done is, basically, I didn't want to take it on my turn because I wanted this to be in their hands on their turn so that I could take without warning. But because it's my turn, it doesn't matter. I can take that. Okay. Cool. So, what's next? Can't do that yet. My Vargeist still haven't seen battle, and most of my army is gone. Um, honestly, I think this is slower when it's just me. I thought it would be faster, but I think it's actually slower. Let's see. Do I want to charge? No, I want to keep moving. These guys get 4 inches of movement. Wait, hold on. Before I move anybody, take without warning, attack on 2 fronts. I need 2 objectives, and raid. Wholly within enemy territory and not in combat. Excellent. So we're going to move this guy up 4 inches here, and actually just follow him behind with the group. I know this kind of moved him a little further, but it's fine. And then my death rattle, because if they moved here, they would be in combat. My death rattle are going to charge when we get there. They're not there yet, but they're going to charge. Are all of my movement phase abilities done before I fucking do anything else? I think so. Can I just flip these? I don't remember what this is. Oh, it doesn't matter. I can't see it. It's not my card. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Then we're going to move on to my... Did I say any combat phase? Your combat phase. So combat isn't like melee combat. Got it. So yeah, we're going to move to charges. My death rattle are going to charge. We're going to make a charge. Let's see if they even make anywhere. Oh my god. The double snake eyes on each side for the charge. That is so sad. Ugh. That's so unfortunate. Damn it. That would have been so good. It would have been epically epic. A 4-inch charge into the fucking Saurus, and then they they would have gotten the point, taken the point back. I would have scored 3 cards, but one roll of the dice says no. You're not getting that shit. All right, okay. All right, okay. Yeah, okay. So in that case, fuck. I was kind of relying on that. It's fine, because that would have been... that makes me go, not from just... No, I'm just losing one... I'm just losing one battle tactic, and I wouldn't have had that anyway, because I thought I'd discard it. So it's not a huge deal. It's annoying, to be sure. But, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Okay. So that's the end of that. Oh, fight phase. When the fight phase happens, even though no one can fight right now, these guys still... I can make a Legion roll of a D6... of D6. So first, let's... Wait, is it 1D6 or is it... Make a Legion roll of D6. So first we roll to see how many we roll. 6. Nice. Okay. And then for each 5 up, then we roll all 6 of those. We return 1 slain unit. So 2 slain units come back. Or 2 slain models. The skeletons are back, baby. Welcome back to Skeletown. Okay, get ready for a skeleton of fun. Cool. And that's it. That's the end of that turn, I think. And I have no fighting to do. I have no shooting to do. So, yeah. I then take this point. I convert it back into... Or I convert it into... Night Lord. I'm just Night Lords. Jesus. You know what I mean. This guy only has 2 OC or 1 OC. He's got 1 OC, and the Seraphon guy who's still on it has like 4, 5. Yeah. So that's not happening. But I still have 2 points. So I still have 1, 2. Which you have to 4. Then I got Take Without Warning because I have an objective that was a control objective that was controlled by opponent at the start of the turn, and they didn't fight. These guys did not fight. So that's 1 more point. It didn't go in the pile. And then, one sec. One sec. Okay, and then attack on 2 fronts I didn't get. But I did get raid. You complete this battle tactic by at the end of your turn by having any friendly units wholly within enemy territory and not in combat. These guys are wholly within enemy territory and not in combat. So that's 1 more point for me on this side. I'm still significantly behind, but we're getting there. Okay. We're on to turn 3. We are on to turn 3. Out of 4 turns. We're getting there. We're almost done. Okay, so we're going to do a roll-off. To see how it goes first. Roll off. They got a 1. I got a 3. The Soul Blights are winning the roll-offs every time. The Soul Blights are going to let... Actually, no. The Soul Blights are going to take a double turn. Usually you don't want to do this because you don't get any more battle tactics or anything, but I think it's worth it in this case for me as a Soul Blight. Yeah. Okay, first we're going to hop over to... So they're going to choose to be the double turn. Hey, Panda Legends, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Yeah, as the Soul Blight, I'm going to take a second turn because I can't give them time to turn around and kick my ass. I need to do things. So, that's going to be a thing. They cannot draw any more battle tactics for this round unless they are the underdog and the difference in victory points is 5 or more. It is not 5 or more. So I still can't draw battle tactics because it is not 5 or more. So, we draw twist. I am the underdog I would be the underdog no matter what, but the vampires are the underdogs. Draw the twist card. What is the twist? Reclaim Akshi. The underdog picks 2 objectives on the battlefield. If there is no underdog, each player picks 1 objective on the battlefield, starting with the active player. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of the turn for those objectives that they control. Okay. End of the battle round? At the end of their turn. Okay. As the player of the Soul Blight being the underdog, I'm going to choose this back objective back here as one of them. And then I'm also going to choose one of my home objectives back here. Technically, the Carnosaur could make it, but he'd give up the center, and I kind of want him to give up the center. So, it's a tactic. We will see what I do when I get there. I'll have to think it through once I see the board state after I do my turn as the boys. Let's hop over here real quick because it is time to discard or draw battle tactic cards. I'm not discarding any on the other guys, but on these dudes... Take the flanks. I didn't make it. I could get an extra easy victory point that way. And maybe just push in this way. Ignore these fucking skeletons, maybe? No, I'd want to fight these skeletons. They're gonna cause a problem. So, I would discard take the flanks. Because I don't need to redeploy either. No, nothing has been lost. I've lost... Actually, not a single model has died on the Seraphon side. So, not a problem. So we're gonna discard that and draw 3 more on this side. Okay, anything I would use on the enemy's turn, let's see. Opponent declares a fight, gives stuff ward 5 up, and a take without warning, which I could get a take without warning back here, technically. But there isn't a good place to take a take without warning. So remember, I might remember this to potentially ward some things. Cut off the head, I can't do that. This would be a counter charge, keep that in mind. And then fall back and rally if I retreat. So no mortal damage. But do not waver. In return, if a friendly unit used a fight ability this turn, no friendly units were destroyed this turn. That one's possibly just going to happen. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind. But so Seraphon might have some responses to us while we move around the board. Yes. What's the distance for this? 5 inches. Can you charge through your allies? I don't know, honestly. Okay, so I'm going first. Hero phase. I got nothing I can do or want to do on the hero phase, I don't think, because this guy's dead. So, but we move on to movement phase. What I can do, swoop down. I can finally summon my fucking Vargeists. They arrive. And I want them here. 6 inches from an enemy unit, right? Oh, that's not 6. Is it 6 inches? What's the fucking distance? 6 inches from all enemy units. Okay, so we can't get them on the point, but we will... Where's the 6-inch bubble? Like this? So they have to be pretty far away, actually. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, they have fast movement and can fly. I can get them pretty much anywhere on the board easily. They have 12 inches of movement. And again, fly, so they just fucking go through stuff. And they have ward, too. I mean, of course they do, but... Okay. Make them look a little nicer. Still 6 inches, just from the adjusting of the visuals. No, it's not. That's too close, I think. There we go. Wow, they have to be... The 6 inches is a lot of space for reinforcements. Anyway, or for people showing up later. So that's nice. I don't have any vampires back, unless those count. Oh, they do! They can fucking heal themselves. Hell yeah, Vargeists. Hey, guys. You might save my life here. Okay. So that's the movement phase. No, I still want to move some. These guys are going to stay here. I'm going to move them back a little bit. So, staying on the point. Just so that these guys have to charge farther if they do charge. And then the Death Rattle are going to move within 3... God, I really wish it wouldn't lock onto the center of the bottom of the base. Move within 3 inches of this guy. And they're under 3 for these two. Not quite, but they had more inches to move, so we can adjust it. Okay, so they're towing the objective. And then my Blood Knight is going to keep going. He's not sticking around. What do I have? Okay. So the Blood Knight can move 10 inches. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Yup. Why'd I turn him around? That was weird. Yeah, 10 inches. In he goes. Okay. Then the Death Rattle. Let's see. Actually, is anyone else going to move? The Vargeist came in. Can they... Is that a movement ability? Your movement phase. Swoop down. Hold on. Do I get to... Units set up after deployment largely can't move and run unless a specific ability or spell, whatever, allows them to. Units set up in the... Okay, so 24.0. Okay, yeah. Excellent. So they can't go anywhere because they got set up this turn for movement, which is not great, but it's whatever. Which means they probably can't charge either because I think that's a... Hold on. I need to go to the rules, the core rules. I need 24. I need to go deeper. Deeper. We must go... Hold on. 24.0. We're gonna look for that. Hello? I'd like to find this, please. There are no more pages. Oh, this is just a quick reference of the rules. Okay, wait. Actual rules. That's what we want. Okay, we gotta keep going until we get to the 24. Looking up the rules for myself. 24. Setting up units. Reserve units. Some abilities allow you to set up units in reserves. Units are placed alongside... Yeah, it's the whole thing. Using a deploy ability. What if it's a specific... I guess it is a deploy ability? How does this work? Hold on. This is a... It just says swoop down. It doesn't actually say it's a deploy ability. It's just a core ability. Yeah, I don't... Random character modifier order. Advanced ability. Once per timings. If two or more rules contradict... end of turn, objective control. Okay, I don't know the answer to this, and Reddit doesn't know. Reddit doesn't have the answer for it either. So I'm gonna say, hold on. A unit can't use move abilities in the same turn it was set up unless at a deployment. Yes. Fire and Jade is the only deployment. It's not a reinforcement though. But they still can charge round 3. They just can't move, because charge is a different... Okay, fascinating. Alright, anyway, the death rattles are going to charge. God damn it. Wait, that's perfect, because I put them 3 inches away exactly, so that okay, we're good. And they get their 3-inch pile in. The death rattles are charging the old Saurus dude, which is crazy for them. But there's a reason. A, they're just skeletons. They can die for the lore. Also, I know I'm moving them more than 3 inches. They got their pile in, so technically they have a 6-inch move. In a weird sort of way. They are, you know... And anything closer is within 3 inches and therefore in combat, so... And they're all touching the point. Excellent. And they're now in combat with the Saurus Old Blood. They just got to make sure that some of them survive. That is the goal here. If they die, if there are less than 5 left, this little gambit I've made will fail. Okay. The Varg heists, they are going to do a charge. Let's see where they go. Hey, a 9-inch charge. Eat that, Devin. Okay. So I have a buddy named Devin who's really into the math of stuff, and he's always like, oh, statistically a 9-inch charge will never happen. Like, it never is, you never bet on a 9-inch charge, and I've been getting them a lot lately. I'm just like, eat shit. 9-inch charges. Anyway. I'm in. They were able to move in, and they got to toe the point a little bit, which is good. Okay. So, combat. First up, before any actual combat happens, I'm going to do a Legion roll for these Death Rattle over here. So I get to roll 1 dice. Is it 1? Yeah, it's just a d6. I got 2. No, only on a 5 up. I don't return any models. So, no models come back for them. These guys aren't missing any. I can't do a Legion roll for them. This isn't a wounded unit, is it? No. And yeah, so combat. These guys charged, these guys charged. No one of their stuff charged. So let's start with the Varg heist. Let's see how they go. Murderous Talons and Fangs. They get 3 attacks each. So that's going to be 9 attacks. They would normally get an extra to the wound roll, but they're not wounded yet, so we don't get that. So 9 attacks. We are looking for 4-ups. It's been a while since the... Jesus Christ. What an awful roll for that. Good lord. Okay. So 2 hit out of all the attacks. They're a little confused about just showing up, I guess. The 3-ups to wound. Wow. No wounds. So the Varg heists completely miss everything. Wait, did I get any 6s? Hold on, back up. Last rolls, 2 2s. Last 5 rolls. Okay. 2 2s. Oh, I did get 2 6s, which means I get 2 more attacks as a possibility because they have exploding hits on their thing. It says crit 2 hits. So I get to try again for I need what is it? For the wounds, 3-ups. Hey, I got 1 wound in the end because of the exploding. Hell yes. Okay. So 1 at rend 1, damage 2. These guys are at save 4-up, so it's 5-up, so 1 5-up. They don't make it. 2 damage, which I think kills 1 whole guy. Perfect. Excellent. Kill this dude. The first model is slain. And now that they're wounded, the Varg heist will get extra attacks over there. I'm going to let them fuck around in that. Death Rattle are up next because they also charge. They get 20 attacks because there's a lot of them. 4-ups to hit. Okay. And then 4-ups to wound. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 saves at no AP for the Old Blood Carnosaur. That's going to be a 4-up save. So 9 saves at no AP, so 4-ups. So those save. So 3 damage goes through. It's 1 damage each, yeah? Yep. So 3 more damage on this Carnosaur. Dude, if my Death Rattle killed the fucking dude on the Carnosaur, like he just gets overwhelmed, that'd be crazy. So he's down to 6. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, wait, you guys can't fucking read the music half the time. Hold on, I'm moving this for this. Dead center. Come on, lock on. There we go. I was like, I need to lock onto the center. Okay. I don't know. Duh. Brain stupid. That was combat. They get to clap back. Let's start with the Saurus Warriors going after the Varg heists. So the Saurus Warriors, they get 2 attacks each. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So that's 8 if I can do my math right. And it's going to be a 3-up. No. Wait, why is this select all there? There we go. 3-up. So no. And then, what is this again? Oh, that's right. I can do that in any combat phase. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That's so rude. Okay. I'm going to have to do that. That's so mean. I'm going to be so mean to myself with all my plans. All right. Oh, wait. I was going to do stuff with those cards. Hold on. We're going to go to the source side real fast and remind myself what's happening over here while we're attacking back. Oh, countercharge. I didn't have anyone I wanted to countercharge with or could countercharge with. I could use that potentially later. No, I'm not going to give anyone a ward. I could use this tactic potentially. Yeah, okay, we're good. So on the Saurus side, the Seraphon side, the Saurus Warriors are attacking. That's what was happening. And they were on wound roll. 3 ups to wound. Those all wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at Rend 1 against the Varg heists. Varg heists, they're at Rend 1 would be a 6 up, so 5 at 6 up. 5 at 6 up. Nothing. They also have a 6 up ward. Hey, that's 1, so they take 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. It's 1 damage each. Yes. So 4 damage, which is 1 whole Varg heist is just immediately dead. Cool. Saurus Warriors know how to fight, man. The Seraphon really hurt. They really excel at, like... They don't have a lot of funky tricks. They don't have things that come in later. They don't have things that can teleport. Like, they don't have a lot of funky tricks or anything. But they just fucking go. They just deal damage. Like, if you want a simple army that runs in and fights, Seraphon are the way to go. Like, you don't want to think about a bunch of random bullshit. You just want to get in there and kill shit. Seraphon are kicking ass. Okay. Okay, Death Rattle are about to get fucking chomped. Saurus Oldblood gets to go. He gets 2 attacks. His Relic Weapon, which also has an extra rend, which will make the Death Rattle not have any saves, which is not good for them. We'll start with those. He might... Oh, actually, I'm also going to use my battle trait, I'm going to use Roar. I'm going to pick an enemy unit. I'm going to pick the Death Rattle, and we're going to reduce their control score by 1d6. So let's see what that is. By 1. So they have 9 control versus my 5. So they are still going to get in control of this at the end of the Soulblight's turn. So I didn't stop that. But that was an attempt. That was where I was like, I'm going to be mean to myself. Because that's what I would do. Okay. So he gets 5 attacks to clap back on. Let's start there. 5 attacks, 3 up. Ooh. That wasn't so great. And then 3 up to wound. Ooh. Okay, so 1 save at more rend than they can handle, because it's 2 rend. So 2 damage. But they still have their ward, because they're undead. So if I get 2 6s... Okay, no, I got 2 3s. Well, that's almost a 6. So 2 are dead. So that brings my control down to 8. Down to 7. If he can kill... if he can kill enough of them, he can make it a tie, and then he gets to keep that point instead of having it flip. Because he has 5 control. They have currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8. Did I have 11 guys? Did I just took 2 guys out? 9, 10. No, there's 10. Wait, but he did 3 damage? 2 damage. And it was... No, that was 2 damage each. So I lost not 2 guys. I lost 4 guys. That's really not good. He might have actually made that. Hold on. So we're at 6. So it's 5. They're even. With that one attack, he evened out the entire fucking... Oh, wait, no. I still have 2 more ward saves because it's 2 damage. Oh, no. No, it wasn't. No. We're good. He didn't even it out. I gave myself... No. That was the ward save because there was only 2 damage that went through because only 1 attack made it. We are still good on this end. He did not do that. Okay. So then they still have 1 more bite, though, because he has 1 bite because he's bracketed. So 1 at 4 up. That makes it. 2 up wound. That makes it. It's a rend of 2. He can't block that. That's 3 damage. They need to make at least 1 ward save, I think. They do make 1 ward save, 2 more die, but that 2 more is the 2 that was the problem. That is even. That bite evened it out. And actually, I forgot about this, but at the end of, when is it? Got the Predatory Fighters thing. I forgot about this last game, or last turn, but I don't think anybody was in combat. End of any turn. So it'll happen at the end of this turn, too. And actually, that would be the end of the turn. So at the end of the turn, they also get 1 more little chunk. So this guy sees every friendly unit, or each enemy unit in combat with any units. So roll a dice. So I'm going to roll a dice for the death rattle. And a 3 up. That's a 3 up. They take 1 mortal wound. Right, it's 1. Yep. So they can still ward it. So let's give them a chance to ward it. He didn't make it. So 1 more death rattle dies. And then the Kroxagar can do this too because they're in combat. So this is for the Vargheists. It's a 3 up, right? Yep. So 1 more mortal wound on the Vargheist, but they also have a ward save of 6 up. And they make that. So that bite didn't go. They're ready this time. But the death rattle, that puts us down to 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 death rattle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because of the roar, it brought their OC down by 1 because it was D6 OC minus or whatever. Or, control, not objective control, but just control. But, you know what I mean. Which means they're actually at 4 OC, which means he at his 5 still holds this point. And just for the sake of prettiness, I'm turning him around to be like, skeletons, I kill you. God, this is a cool model. I definitely think, like, on the list of spearheads I want, Seraphon are high. Not just because they're doing well, I just like the dinosaurs, man. I want Seraphon, and I actually really want that new Cities of Sigmar, like, one with all the guns. I think it'd be interesting to have, like, a gun-focused army in this game mode, specifically. Anyway, sorry, I've talked about this before. I'm just gonna take a pause moment to talk about this, but I really love that Spearhead lets you go, hey, I want to collect just a little bit of this army. I want to paint this army, but I want to paint some models from this army, but I don't want to paint the whole fucking thing. And I want to be able to play as them and have the fantasy of playing them, but I don't want to have I don't want to have to make a 2,000 point army to play as this one thing. I can go, hey, I want a box of Seraphon. Sure, it's a lot of stuff, but I want 1 box. And yeah, it's like $145, but in the long run, for the amount of money I spent on models, that's actually pretty fucking good. So, that's pretty goddamn hype. I might even make a, I'm getting excited about a thing when I'm like, I might make a spreadsheet about like literally a wish list spreadsheet of like, these are the boxes I want, for this. Okay. Okay. So that's the end of the turn. Do the damage, and we check what happens. So this doesn't flip. This stays Seraphon controlled. Crazily. This does flip. This goes back. This goes to the vampires. So that's something. Everything else stayed. Okay. So these 2 points stayed. All right. So vampires vampires get 1, 2, and more than you. They've caught up. I have this battle tactic. You control this battle tactic. You control 2 objectives that were controlled by your opponent at the start of the turn. I would have if I had flipped this. I didn't flip this. So I actually, once again, didn't get attack on 2 fronts. I'm probably just going to yeet this at this point. It's not helping me. We've just barely caught up. And then I got 2 extra points because I controlled these 2. And they got extra points from the twist. That could still happen. They could still give extra points to the enemy, but that's something. I didn't have any battle tactics. That was everything I could do. I took everything in my power just to catch up a little bit and get ahead. But now they have a whole turn to do, and they'll probably be scoring again. Speaking of that turn. Roar, dinosaur time. Let's kill these fucking dummies. Okay. What are my battle tactics? Take without warning. Get to an objective without fighting for it. That they haven't taken. Can these guys make that? No, there's no way. They only have... Fuck, what's their movement? 5 inches of movement. So they would never make it, even on a run. I mean, technically on a run, they could tow it. These guys would have to go around the building. This was actually a great placement for the building for this, keeping this point. Good job, me. Thank you, me. I could try and get back, but there's nothing that's unguarded except for this point. That's theirs. Everything else is guarded, so I can't do take without warning unless I run away with my old blood, take 2 damage, and just go into that corner. But then I lose this point. But I get an extra point. It might be worth it. Because if I retreat, yeah, I'll take damage. But I could get to this point and then flip it to me. I'd lose this. But I would get 2 points for capturing this, and I would get take without warning. So that'd be 3 points for having this versus the 1 extra point for holding this. Yeah. We can't do this, so we're just gonna toss that next turn. And this is any friendly units use a fight ability this turn, and no friendly units were destroyed this turn. No friendly units ever destroyed this turn so far. Yeah. So we're good there. Okay. So let's do movement phase. The skeletons feel like they're safe. They're not safe. We're coming for you. Can I rotate these without? Yes. To use that more often in the future. There we go. Hello. They see you. Okay, what's their movement? Wrong one. It's 5 inches still. Alright. 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. Whoops. That good? No. Still needs help. Okay. Cool. So they're within, like, what, 3 now? Yeah. Excellent. Get ready, skeletons. You're fucked. These dudes specifically... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got just enough back in order to die again. Because that's going to give me extra stuff. It's going to be the exploding 6s. Okay. The Saurus Warriors wouldn't make it. Instead... Here's a fucking thought. Okay, the Saurus Warriors have... Okay, well, first. We're going to retreat our Saurus Old Blood. And he can move 12 inches, 10 inches. So he's going to retreat. Over to, you know, here it's like 6 inches, and then 4 inches. The towiest of towing that objective. I count it. So he's going to take 2 damage, though. He doesn't have wards, so he's just going to flat out... Oh, no, it's not 2. I keep saying it's 2. I keep treating it as if it's flat 2. It's a D3. Well, okay. Well, I got 2. But it is a D3, and I keep going, takes 2 damage for retreating. Like, that's not how that works. Okay. So he's towing that objective. These guys... How far is 3 inches from these skeletons? Not that close, actually. Can I... Hold on. 3 inches from these dudes would be like here. Like there. Okay, these guys are moving... It's under their movement, so I'm not too worried about, like... Because they can move up to 5 inches, so we're good. We're so good. We're so back. Alright. It was a good effort to tie up the game. It was not enough. One second. Okay. What was I doing? Charging. That was what I was doing. Alright, so these dudes are staying in combat. These Saurus Warriors are going to charge. Let's see what they get. Wait, actually, before we charge, I still have... No, wait, can you retreat and shoot? Is that a thing? Run it? No. Retreat and fourth. You take some damage. Shoot. Well, alright, I gotta look this up. Hold on. We're back to the rules book again. Moving across terrain, pile-in moves, flying, attacking, movement. I don't know if it'll say it in the retreat thing, but it might. Retreat. And cannot end that move within an enemy's unit's combat range. D3 mortal damage. Okay. What about combat phase? No, shooting phase. Has not used run or retreat. Okay, so no, they cannot retreat or run and shoot unless they have a special thing that lets them do that. So he can't shoot his gauntlet because his dinosaur ran away. Makes sense. Does it? Anyway, so in that case, there's no shooting, which puts us directly into the charge phase. So yeah, the Saurus Warriors are charging first. Ooh, 6s. That's enough to get in. In fact, that's enough to... I don't know if there's a rule that you have to, like, go directly forward or if you can, like, go around. Because in 40k, people will often be like, oh, I get a 6-inch charge, and they, like, go around with their stuff. Like, technically, with the 6-inch, I have a 3-inch pile-in, which is a 9-inch charge, essentially. Which means I could, in theory, like, do this. Like, I go around them. Because I have so much movement of charge. I don't know if that's legal or not. I'm going to pretend like it isn't, and... I'm going to play as if I have to charge and run directly into it facing front, you know? As if you were actually just charging the enemy. That's how I'm going to run it. Which puts it at 3 of these dudes, which I think they're 1 OC each. Yeah, so they're not going to out OC unless they kill these guys, in which case they might. The Saurus Warrior, the Croxigars, excuse me. They're also going to charge. Let's see if they make anything. Oh, they're fucking in, baby. The Croxigars are fucking a battering ram of death. In fact, I'm going to move them up. Just for that pile. So, like, just to really emphasize the level of fucked these skeletons are. Just look at that. They are absolutely fucked. Anyway, while those skeletons are getting turned into powder, let's go into our fight phase, I guess. Wait, is there anything else I want to be doing? These guys get extra saves on here, which is nice. I should remember that. +1 to save. Saurus Old Blood. No, he's got nothing going on. Oh, I could have added 1 to the charge rolls for a nearby unit. It would have been these guys. It doesn't matter. They would have made a little extra space in. It's fine. Yeah, it truly doesn't matter. Okay. Also, their extra rent has been nice. I don't think it was necessary. I think I probably could have taken, like, adding to my general's control or something. Could have been fun. Or adding the perfect Sunbolt Gauntlet that's always 6 attacks. That would have been really nice, actually. But, you know, the extra rend has been good. Not the worst thing I could have taken. Okay. So combat. These guys fight. So one of my 2 guys fight first. So let's start with the Saurus Warriors on that middle objective. So the Saurus Warriors are 2 attacks each, and we have all 5 of them. So 10 attacks. Ooh, the music is perfect now. 10 attacks. At 3 up. Pop, pop. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks, or 6. So 3 ups for wound. I don't know why I was counting. Okay. So that's 4 wounds at Rend 1 against the Death Rattles, which gives them 4 6-up saves. Yep. Four 6-up saves. Nope. Which is 1 damage each. Correct? Correct. So that's going to be 4 6-up ward. 1 ward, so 3 damage. That's 3 dead Death Rattle skeletons. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why I deleted them. I can bring them back. Whatever. It's fine. Let's see. Death Rattle skeletons, dead, dead, dead. And then we move on to... That was their all attacks, yeah? Yeah, okay. So the Croxigars are next. They're gonna fucking smash. Croxigar smash. Okay, so 12 attacks. Okay. 10, 2, 2. There we go. 12, that's the wrong guy. 12 attacks at 4, plus 4 to hit with a extra hit on 6s. Sorry, 4 ups to hit. Oh my god! 3 exploding hits. I'm just going to keep these 3 1s and turn them into the exploding hits. But the rest that failed, so 4 ups. So no, no. That's still a decent spread. That's really fucking good. Okay, 2 ups to wound. Oh, that's a lot of 1s. That was really unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at rend 1. So 5 6-up saves for these skeletons. That's a lot of damage if they don't make it. 6-up saves are not easy. So 5 6-ups, none. So that's going to be 10 damage. So I need another 5 dice because it's 2 damage per hit. And they're trying to get 6s. They need at least... There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. They need 10 damage. They need at least 4 6s to survive with 1 guy. 1 6. This unit is dead. These skeletons are no more. Okay. Skeletons are no more. Last but not least, I believe my Source Warriors, because I'm the active player, get to fight. No. Is it fight? Hold on. What's the order of operations here? I want to be sure I'm doing this right. Let's see. Combat attacks, movement, something I want. Attacking. Attack sequence, wound roll, yes, 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 yes. Where's fights first? Ward save, slain models, destroyed units. Yes, I understand how it's attacking. Strike first and strike last. Are there any strike first units in combat after any non-fight combat phase abilities have been used? Other abilities cannot be picked. If the unit has strike first and strike last, treat it as if it had neither. Okay. Combat abilities used in other have been used. Other units cannot be picked to use a fight ability until those have been picked. All those strike first units have fought. The active player picks the next unit to fight. That's what I wanted. So my guys still go first because I'm active. So Source Warriors are fighting the Vargeist again. There's 4 of them. 4 of them with 2 attacks each. That's 8. Done this recently. I don't know why I forgot. Okay, 8. 8 3-ups. Oof. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3-ups for wound. Okay, that's 4 wound rolls. So 4 saves at rend 1. The Vargheists have a save of 5 ups, so it's 4 6-ups. They do not have a good save. They are glass cannons as fuck. I don't know why I did this in that way, but whatever. 4 6-ups. Hey, that's 2 saves, and then that's 1 damage each. Yes. Yeah. So they also have 2 damage coming in and a 6-up ward. No. So they still take 2 damage, which is enough to put 1 at half. That one. Okay. Now I get to clap back. We're going to start with the skeletons. I know this is pointless, but, you know, I might damage something. So the 2 death rattle. Excuse me. 2 death rattle at 4 attacks each. Sorry, 2 attacks each. What am I saying? So 4 attacks total. And roll that. And they're at 4 ups. Wow, that's underwhelming. 4 ups to wound. Hey, they wound. 1 save, no rend for the Saurus Warriors. And they're a 4-up save. So there's a solid possibility they don't save this. If they don't save it, they take 1 damage. That gives 1 guy half health. Hey, you know what? The skeletons did a thing. Not a good thing, but they did a thing. It's the combat phase again. That's right. What was my roar ability? I keep forgetting I could do this. Where is it? Here it is. No, I can't do either of these. He's not in combat, so his abilities are wasted there. Throttle swap back. Now the Vargheists get to fight back, and they're going to heal off the damage because they didn't charge. That'll be nice. So 3 attacks each. That's 6 for them. So 5 plus 1. It's going to be on 4 ups to hit. Wow, that's unfortunate. However, they do have crit 2 hits. So technically I got 4 hits out of this. So 2 more. 3 ups to wound. They get plus 1 wound, so it's 2 ups to wound because the enemy is damaged. Well, yes. I mean, they're missing a model. I don't know if that's actually damaged. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say yes, it's damaged. And on the Seraphon side right now, I would agree that it is damaged. Also, partly because I feel bad for the vampire side, so I want to give them a little something. You know, they've literally killed 1 model, and I've killed multiple squads of theirs several times. So, so yeah, I'm gonna say they're wounded, quote unquote. So the Vargheists get it's 2 up to wound, which is pretty good. Still fail 1. 1, 2, 3. 3 wounds at rend 1. So my saves for the Saurus Warriors are fucking 5 ups. So 3 at 5 up. 1 save, 2 damage, or 2 hits, which is 4 damage, which will kill 1 guy, 2 guy, 2 guys. Hey, look at that. More models dead. And now they're getting close to, I think they're technically out of combat. No, they're not at all out of combat. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. And they heal because they did 4 damage and they heal up their damage. How does this work? X is the number of damage allocated by those attacks. Excellent. So they heal up to full. So the Vargheists are back up to their full status. I finally got to use that vampire ability. Excellent, excellent. It's funny, I brought back this unit, but I never brought back this unit. This unit could still technically be brought back by this command. Oh no, this isn't the wrong deck. I'm on the Saurus side. Anyway. Is it only on your turn? No, it uses a fight ability. Okay, we're good. Okay. Next up, we are going to do, let's say, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's no clapbacks. That's the end of the turn. Fight phase is basically done there. Combat phase, end of turn. Cool. So, this flips. This flips to dinosaurs. And this also flips. So I took those really good objectives back, which is good. I think this is basically set for the Seraphon, but I'm going to finish the last turn out. So Seraphon get 1, 2 more than you. Brings it up to 12, and I've got a couple battle tactics here. Take without warning, claim an objective. Oh wait, and I get 2 more because of the bonus objectives that were chosen. Okay, so yeah, already way ahead. Complete this battle tactic at the end of your turn if you gain control of an objective that was controlled by your opponent and at the start of the turn, and none of the units contesting the objective used a fight ability this turn. So this guy didn't fight at all. He's contesting this objective. He got it back, and I didn't have it at the beginning of the game, so that is a point. That's 1 more point for Seraphon. And I didn't get cut off the head because he's already dead. If your friendly units used a fight ability this turn and no friendly units were destroyed, I didn't lose any full units. Therefore, I get 1 more point. Bonk. Okay. Good God. Seraphon are blasting through. That's the end of that last battle round. Or no, the third battle round. On to the fourth battle round. So we roll off. Let's roll off. 1d6. Roll dice. Come over here. Clear dice. 1d6. Roll all dice. 5 here. 5 here. Oh! There's a tie. I don't remember what the tie answer was. I think the tie is like... It's like defender goes for something. Like it's a tie on the roll off. Hold on. It's here. I gotta go to the front. I gotta go to the front. Determine the underdog. Determine the active player. In the first battle round, the player who finished it. No. It's not the first battle round. Roll off. Winner decides will take the first turn. If the roll off is a tie, the player who took the first turn in the previous battle round decides who will take the first turn in the current battle round. So the fucking what's it called? Vampires took the first turn, so they get to choose who takes the first turn this battle round. They are going to say... They're going to say Seraphon, I think. Well, actually, depends on the battle tactics we draw. We're not there yet. We don't actually draw the battle tactics until after we decide who goes first. So... As the vampires... Actually, I think as the vampires, I would want to go first. Yes. Again. Yeah, vampires want to go first to get some stuff done. So, we do that. We decide who the underdogs are. Underdog is the Vampires. The Soulblight Gravelords. So we get that, and they're losing by 5. So technically, if they were second last game, they could have taken the initiative and still gotten their cards, but they didn't, and they won't. So losing by 5, yeah. All right, so they're the underdog. Let's see the twist. Ring of Fire. The underdog picks 1 objective on the battlefield. The objective is no longer controlled by either player and cannot be contested or controlled in this battle round. In addition, at the end of each turn in this battle round, after victory points have been scored, inflict D3 mortal damage on each unit that has models on it. I am going to Ring of Fire this objective. Is there a thing for that? No. I'm just going to write... Give me. Ring of Fire. Ring of Fear. I know what that means. Totally fine. Cool. So, Ring of Fire. So they cannot be contested or controlled. So this loses its thing. Give this back. And, because I'm not, as the Soul Blights, I'm not getting over there. There's no way I'm getting over there. Also, at the beginning of the thing, I am going to discard this. Actually, well... No, it's not happening. I'm discarding this. And are the... Oh, wait. That was the Saurus... not Saurus. Hold on. That was the wrong discard pile. I am still going to discard this. I was looking at the wrong hand. Real quick. Hop over here. Attack on 2 fronts, conquer 2 objectives that were previously owned. That's not happening. I'm discarding this. So, we each draw 3. Draw. Oh, piss and shit. Well, this is the order of things. This is why it's the order of things. So the twist, I said, hey, this says Ring of Fire and can't be controlled. And then as the Soul Blight, I grabbed the, hey, get this one. I wouldn't be able to get to it anyway. So it doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to use that Scroll of Arcane Bolt when it comes to my turn. If any enemy units were destroyed this turn and more friendly units were destroyed this turn, I think I could swing that. Maybe. Maybe. And then if this active at the end of your turn, if you are more friendly model contesting the large terrain feature in your territory than enemy models contesting it. So it's literally down to number of models contesting it. Yeah. I have a plan. This is a risky, stupid plan. Oh, these aren't active anymore. The regular objectives. Let me draw on the Seraphon, because there might be a card that I would want to use on my Soul Blight turn. Well, did I just lose a battle tactic through the floor? There it goes. It's back. I don't know why that one disappeared. Draconian Dais, which is the center. Well, that'll be a nice extra point. Let's see. If there are any friendly units within 3 inches of the long battlefield edge in enemy territory. Well, if the Carnosaur survives, that'll work. And 2 objectives that are controlled by your opponent, that's not going to happen. So we could keep it any movement phase, call reinforcements if something gets destroyed. Okay. Which might actually happen. Don't let me forget. If I destroy a unit and don't call reinforcements on my own thing on the other side, I need a reminder. Okay. Alright, vampire turn. Hero phase. We don't have any hero phase things except for we have this. We're not going to be able to get to that Behemoth Dais, so we're going to use the command. Scroll of Arcane Bolt. Declare, pick a friendly hero. Wait, I don't have a friendly hero to even do this. I don't have a hero unit. He's dead. I only have the one. I can't even use this. I can't even discard it. I can't even get it. Oh, man. The Ring of Fire right here really screwed me. I should have put it here. I'm not going to retcon that shit, because it's in that order for a reason. But, goddamn. Unfortunate. Okay. Sorry, all the talking has got me hydrating like crazy. Okay. What is the order of operations? What is the plan? These guys are technically still in combat, so I can't really move them or do anything, but he isn't. And you can move through allied units, which is fine as long as you don't move within... Hold on, what's their combat range? You have to, like, stay out of their combat range. So he's got 10 inches of movement. 10 inches? Yeah. So we move him this way, outside of the combat range, and then 2 more inches this way. I don't know if that was 2 inches. What, here to here? Oh, I guess it was. Well, actually, it's fine. It's a 5-inch, not even a 5-inch charge. It's a 3-inch. I need to stay out of that 3 inches anyway. Even he could move closer, he shouldn't. And then this is 3 inches too. 3 inches is huge in Spearhead. It's a lot of space you need to leave between stuff. Okay. I was originally going to charge these dudes, but now that I have something that I got rid of, the destroy the head one, he would count as killing a unit potentially. And I need to contest this, so it's a whole thing. I mean, I probably should actually... You know, I'm gonna charge and see what I get up to. We'll get to the charge in a second. First, we can't cast Arcane Bolt, so we're not gonna do that. We already did our Endless Legions. We did our once per battle. The Ruinous Charges would have been really good. I might do that next time. Though the Endless Legions did help us out with objectives. Yeah. I got nothing to shoot, so I guess we do move on to the charge phase. That's going to be the Blood Knight. Blood Knight is just going to charge. We're going to see what he's going to get. Yup. That's a 4. So he can make it to these guys or the Saurus. He's able to get to both. Sorry, or the Old Blood or the Saurus Warriors. The question is, though... I guess he is also a Saurus. The question is, which is a better move? What is it? What are attacks like? I love that you can just sort of, you don't have to declare. So he's gonna get +1 damage. He's gonna get 3 attacks total. 3 to hit, 3 to wound, with some rend, and 2 damage each. So in theory, if he got all 3 attacks perfectly, with just his lance on this dude, he still wouldn't kill it. He would need also most of the attacks of the hooves and teeth to hit. Versus these dudes, so this is 4 damage total to kill, but I could fight these guys for this objective, but it wouldn't kill a unit. I'd be relying on the Vargeist to kill this unit, which is dangerous. I need that unit kill. But I also would like to have this point. I think I could technically take it back if... No, because it wouldn't change hands. Okay. So I get 1 point for killing a unit, and 1 point for holding this. So I get 2 points if I kill this old blood. If I move to this point, and I will not kill this unit because it's 2 per, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points of damage, and the maximum amount of damage I can deal is 6. Actually, no, that's not true. The maximum amount of damage I can deal is 9. If I did my full max damage, I could wipe this squad with 1 Blood Knight. That's not going to happen. Dice never do that. I cannot rely on that. So, but with 4 damage, it's a possibility. I could go for these 2. These are also 4, but then I don't contest my friendly large terrain, which is what this wants me to do. So, he's going to use his 4 inches to charge the old blood who gave him trouble earlier. He won't be contesting this point, but he will be contesting. He will kill him and contest this, so it'll get potentially 2 points. Oh, he might kill him. That's the charges. I'm gonna use... Can I consolidate even if they didn't... No, they didn't charge. So no, I can't. But they're still in combat range. This is the weird part. They're technically within 3 inches. Therefore, they're within each other's combat range and in melee combat. It's fucking weird. Anyway. So first up is going to be the Blood Knight because he charged. So that's going to be 3 attacks. At 3 up. Oof. That's really sucky. Okay. And then to wound, there's going to be 3 ups. Okay, that's something. So that's 1 wound at 1 save at rend 1. He is at 4 up, so it's 1 save at a 5 up. That's not likely. It didn't happen. So he did take 2 damage from that charge because he gets an extra charge damage from the charge. So he's down to 2. I wonder if Mount v Mount, if the Mount can do it. So the Mount also has 3 attacks. At 5 up to hit, so they're very unlikely to hit. But, could happen. Ooh, 1 hit. This could be it. Oh, it only does 1 damage. No matter what, this isn't it. Fuck. Okay, still, 3 up to wound. Nope, didn't even wound. Alright. Well, it was a valiant effort, Blood Knight. I'm the active player, though, so my Vargeist gets to strike back on the Saurus Warrior. Fuck, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, the Vargeist gets to strike back at the Saurus Warrior. And they have +1 to wound because I'm still counting them as damaged just because there's less guys in the thing. I don't think that's actually true, but I'll pretend it is for this version of for what we're doing here. So 3 attacks, so 6 attacks. And we're looking for 4s. Wow, literally 1 of each. What's the fucking chances of that? Okay. Perfect stats. Okay. And 3 ups to wound. And then it's actually 2 ups to wound because of the... Well, not that it matters. The Scent of Gore. So 3 saves at rend 1 against these Saurus Warriors. So that's going to be a 5 up. So 3 saves, 5 ups. They actually make 2 of them. So 1 at 2 damage. Wow, it didn't kill them either. Wait, did I crit any of my hits? Shit, go back. Last 5 rolls. 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5. I did get 1, 6, so I technically got 1 more wound. Let's clear this and do 1 more. See if I get anything. Okay. Yeah. Wait, no, that's the wrong guy. That hits. So it's actually one more save. One more save. Let's see. Okay, he makes it. So it doesn't matter. One. So it'll be 2 damage because the attack is 2 damage. Yep. So it kills one dude. I'm going to say the farther dude. I don't know why I deleted him and didn't move him over. Hold on. So I still didn't wipe that unit. Fuck. The rolls really screwed me on the end here. I potentially could have had more points available, but the rolls have screwed me. I'm the active player. They didn't charge, but I didn't choose these guys. So the Saurus Warriors, you have to strike back on the Death Rattle because I didn't choose them. I just chose the first. We go back and forth to do all the attacks. Is it all attacks? Hold on. Hold on. No, it's back and forth, back and forth. Picking targets, attack sequence. Determine damage. I think the fights go back and forth. That's what I'm going to say. Unless they do all of their fighting. I think they do all their fighting. I'm going to say they do all their fighting. We're going to do 40k rules. So Death Rattle are up next with their 2 attacks, which did damage last time. I almost killed a guy. It's worth rolling. Do whatever damage I can. Okay, 4 ups. And then 4 ups to wound. Okay. No rend, 1 save from the fucking Saurus Warrior. So 4 up. 1 save, 4 up. Didn't make it 1 damage. One of them is dead. Wow. Whoops. We did it. We got one, boys. Still not good enough for any. Literally, I don't think I scored anything on this go. The dice made sure that as the you know, vampire dudes, I scored nothing. That's so unfortunate. Okay, it's fine. So we have 1 point. And did we score any of these? We did not get the Behemoth Dais. We did not destroy any enemy units. They didn't destroy any of ours either, but we didn't destroy a single enemy unit. And we didn't get this either, because there need to be more friendly models, not OC, but models contesting the large terrain feature. There are not more. There's 1 each. So, actually, there might even be less, because they're not within 3. Still, there's 1 each. So I didn't get that either. So I got 1 point for this round. That was such a... if the dice had been better, this dies, I get 2 more points at least. So I still would have been only at 14, and it would have been a loss. But at least it wouldn't have been as bad of a loss for the Soul Blight. Anyway, let's finish out this turn. This doesn't change hands because it is contested. So yeah, that's it. We swap over. Bonk. All right, what do we got? We got the Dracthian Dais. We'll keep that so we can kill those dudes. Raise. We already have that because it's within 3 inches of the long battlefield edge, I believe. Oh, long battlefield edge. Hold on. Not short. Long battlefield edge. Oh, yeah. We're good. We're good. I was right. Okay. And then this one. Control 2 objectives that were controlled by your opponent at the start of the turn. They only have 1 objective. I literally can't do that last one. Which is probably for the best. But I can really finish this out. Okay. So we are going to move our Croxagors. They got their 5 inches of movement. Whoops. Well, that's funky. I'm gonna move them as a unit. One guy went forward. I know that's like 7 inches. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. That one guy can make it 5. The rest can follow suit behind him. That puts them at a 9-inch charge. If I wanted to make that, you know, possible. Okay, shooting phase. He can shoot while in combat. Let's be really annoying. I'm gonna have the Saurus Old Blood shoot the Death Rattle skeletons because he can shoot while he's in combat. Oh, actually, wait. Hero phase. Am I doing anything? Once per phase, end of any turn. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna shoot the Death Rattle with his shot. So how many shots does he get? 3 shots with his Sunbolt Gauntlet. 3 ups to hit. That's only 1 hit. And 3 ups to wound. Nope, he doesn't get them at all. Just completely fucking whiffs it. That's their only shoot. He's also going to... Within how? What range? 12 inches? How big is that on this board? Okay, just these guys. That doesn't matter. That was a hero face thing anyway. Thinking. I wish he had destroyed this so I could replace my fucking model with this thing I can't use. But I don't have a fully destroyed unit yet, so... Wait! Retcon. Back up. I know exactly how I would do this. If I had thought about it ahead of time, I would retreat this guy. Retreat him, but he takes damage. This is back in movement phase. He takes 1d3 of damage. That's 2 damage. He's dead. He's dead. That means in that same movement phase, I would spend this, discard it, to call reinforcements, to bring back a squad of Saurus warriors, because there's 5 models in it, and or at least bring back, how many of them? Bring back 1 Saurus warrior after that, and move him anywhere within 6 inches of people. This was completely pointless, but I could move him. How far is fucking 6? Can I get like an AoE of like 6 inches? I'd love that, but that's not happening. Okay, hold on. 6 inches. I mean, technically, he can be right here. Does it say anything about a board edge? More than 6 inches from all enemy units. He's just one guy came in and is like, hey, wait, hold on, I was late. Okay, so that was the movement phase. They did the shooting that didn't work, and now we're onto the charge phase. My Croxagores are going to charge in general. Let's see if they go anywhere at all. Probably not. That's a negatory, Captain. However, my Saurus Warrior is also going to charge. He makes it in. He makes it in. Okay. Fighting. Let's start with the card. Let's start with the Saurus Old Blood on the Blood Knight. So the relic melee weapon, that's 5 attacks. Don't forget it has extra rend. That's not. Oh, that's okay. 3 ups and then 3 ups to wound. Excellent. So 4 at rend 2. I don't think he can even save that. No, he can. 5 ups. 4 at 5 up. Damn, they got good saves. Probably how he survived for so long. Okay, 4 at 5 up. So that's 2 failures. And that is how much damage each? I probably should have deleted those. 2 damage each. So, put it back. And then it's going to be 6 up ward. Hey, 1 ward, so that's 3 damage. That's all of his health. He's dead. Almost. He didn't get obliterated, but he did die. Next up, the Saurus Warriors. They have 2 attacks each. There's 4 of them here. That's 8. 4 here. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. Wrong thing. 3 ups. 3 ups. Cool. Wait. Oh yeah, I'm rolling these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at 1 rend. They can't save that because they already have. No, they can. 6 up. 4, 6 up. We got 4 here already. Nice. Don't make it. And then 4 6-up wards. Hey, 2 wards. 2 damage go through, which is enough to kill them because there's only 2 guys. Wow, it's like just enough damage every time. Like they're doing the perfect amount. Oh, wrong section. Okay. And then my last Saurus warrior over here, the bravest little toaster. Get him in. He's 3 ups. That doesn't hit. And then the wound roll, also 3 ups. That does hit. 1 wound at AP 1. That's a 6-up save. They can technically make that. Did it roll? No, it didn't. 5, and then a 6-up ward. Nope. So they actually do take 1 damage. Doesn't kill him. But, you know, he actually has done work where his comrades had failed as a whole squad. What a cool guy. And that's the end. This doesn't flip because Vargeis are 1 control each. One's on there, and I have 1 Kroxgar who's also 1 control. So that stays into the control of the vampires. So 3. So I still have. This is going to be a blowout. 1, 2 more than you. What tactics do I have? I got the Draconian Dais. I do have that, so that's a scored tactic. And then the Raise, the Long Battlefield Edge, I do have that. That's also a scored tactic. Holy shit, it's a palindrome of each other. And that's that game. Woo! Only took me 3 hours. Ugh. That was fun. I enjoyed playing against myself. That was a good time. I learned a lot. I learned that Seraphon are cool, and it's, you know, I really like how simple they are compared to some of the complex stuff I was looking at. Otherwise, all these like tokens and things like that. Like, I did Flesh Eater Courts last night, and it was a little complicated. A lot of hit and run, and Seraphon is just like, get in there, hit things. You got 3 types of units, go. So that's definitely going high on my list of, I'm gonna make that spreadsheet. A little spreadsheet of, I'm gonna do that off stream, but I'm gonna make a little spreadsheet of like the boxes I want, and like a little checkbox of like, have I tried it in TTS or something, just so I know that I've given it a go. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this stream. You're lucky. You got 2 streams today. I might do this again, honestly. I might pull up, I really like the idea of trying out spearheads against myself, so I can try 2 spearheads at once, essentially. Because like, I basically got to play them both and see how they felt. Because before I got to play this, I was very much like, oh, I really, really like the vampires. I think they're really cool. And visually and aesthetically, they're cool. But I don't like kind of how some of the mechanics work. They're cool. I might try them again in this actual spearhead against a friend or something. But at the moment, I don't like this setup. I think they're getting a new spearhead that I'd be interested in giving a go as well. But yeah. Anyway. 1 second. Thanks for watching, and thanks for indulging me on this incredibly self-indulgent little experiment. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I'm definitely gonna do more. Yeah, I want to try different spearheads. This was not crazy. I thought it was a dumb idea. Like, oh, you're gonna play a fucking game, but like 2-player game by yourself. But really, honestly, it was a very good way to test what these are like. Beginning, I had to play 2, and it got me faster on remembering the rules. And yeah, it was a good setup. I enjoyed it. I might even do it on my own. It might even be faster on my own. I think part of my slowdown was having to talk about what I was doing constantly, and it wasn't going at the speed of thought. It was going at the speed of talk. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. I might stream tomorrow. It's Thursday tomorrow. I'm not working. So yeah, it's gonna be a week of streams probably, and like a lot of streams this week. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.